How's it going, everybody? RyeSquad here today, and we are here with the Buffalo Sabres rapid rebuild. I will have 5 seasons to take the Buffalo Sabres and turn them into a cup contender and a cup winner. If we win the cup within 5 years, consider this video a success. If we end up missing out all 5 seasons, consider this video a failure. Let me know if you guys are going to like this little bit of a quicker, snappier franchise mode one-off video. And I'll probably be doing more teams throughout the year, so let me know your thoughts down in the comment section about what other teams you'd like to see me rebuild within 5 years. Also, guys, I'm trying to hit 4,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so make sure to subscribe if you are new. I see 80% of you are new, or at least not subscribed. And can we get 20 likes on this video, guys? It's my favorite team, the Buffalo Sabres. It's the first one, and I know a lot of you guys in my community are big Buffalo Sabres fans, and they're kind of a hard team to root against. I mean, they've sucked for years, but let's go ahead and meet them. Meet the team that has failed to make the playoffs for 12 seasons, I believe. I think it's 12 seasons at this point. And here we go. It's Jeff Skinner, Tage Thompson, Alex Tuck. That is line 1. And guys, in this 5-year rebuild, the nice thing is the only guy that's questionable to potentially age out of the team would be Jeff Skinner. However, he's got 4 years left at $9 million, so I don't think we're going to be able to move that contract very easily. However, it's nice to see he's got elite edges, close quarters, and make it snappy. That's a very, very good combo. As far as what it looks like, Tuck and Thompson actually have the same chemistry. Balance, shoot, balanced. Oh, I hate that. And then Jeff Skinner is carry, cycle, balance. So maybe we want to find somebody with balance. We might need to look for a new head coach. We'll take a look at our head coach in just a second, but we got Victor Olofsson, Dylan Cousins, and Jack Quinn. Jack Quinn, IRL, is actually out with a torn Achilles. He'll be out at least until the new year, I believe, maybe December, if all goes well. On the third line, we've got JJ Peterka, Casey Middlestat, and Kyle Oposo. Casey Middlestat's an interesting one. He is listed here as a low top 6. He's already 83, and he's got 1 year left. This is the last year on his deal. We're going to have to decide something here. And then on the fourth line, we got Zach Benson highlighting it here. Medium elite, 77 overall playmaker. I'm not sure if I want to play him in the majors. I think I'll send him down. Let him tear it up in the WHL, and he'll come up in the mid, hopefully low to mid 80s. And that way we can have a guy on his ELC. We don't burn that year, the ELC, because things are going to get expensive here. We also have Greenway and Jost. So Greenway here, he's quality depth, 2 more years at $3 million. Jost, 1 year at $2 million. Scratched is Zemgus Girgensons and Devin Levi. Don't know why they've scratched Devin Levi. Devin Levi is going to be our starter for this series. Speaking of expensive, though, Rasmus Dahlin just got paid on top of this $6 million deal. He's got an 8-year deal. I believe it's $11 million, something like that, 11 point something. It's pretty high up there. I forget the exact number. Yeah, it's just 11. So 8 years by $11 million. And then Owen Power also got a massive extension. The other elite defenseman that we have, although he's listed as high elite, Rasmus Dahlin also at high elite. I'm just a little bit surprised he's not franchised, but I'm not going to complain about it. But both of these guys are locked up long term. So as far as players that we have expiring right now, it's Eric Johnson. As you guys saw, this was Rasmus Dahlin's partner. He's 83, two-way defenseman. This is kind of the guy that we're going to have for an all-in push here in year 1. After this, I think we'll probably just end up letting him walk. Casey Middlestat wants a contract extension. I would give him probably 4 years at 4.25 if I can get him for that. I mean, we still have $14 million in contract extension dollars remaining, so we're totally fine there. And then as far as goaltenders expiring, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen listed as a medium starter at 24. He is a backup goalie. Eric Comrie's making $1.8 million. I don't think we're going to need to use him. He's probably going to be on his way out. I mean, IRL, I don't want to ship him off. I love Eric Comrie. I think he's a great locker room guy. But in the game here, we got Devin Levi to back up Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen until Devin Levi ascends and officially becomes a better overall than Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. But I think the first order of business here, Clifton, Matthias Samuelsson, that contract isn't great. I like it IRL, to be fair. Like, there's a lot of players IRL that their contracts don't really translate well to the game. Matthias Samuelsson is one such player. 82 overall, defensive defenseman here. I think he's a great shutdown guy. And it just doesn't reflect in Chell. But I mean, 4.285 is really not too bad. And then on the bottom pairing, we got Yoki Haru and then Bryson, who's currently scratched. But Yoki Haru here, low top 4. He probably has some trade value, and he's only, I mean, he's 80 at 24, so he may fetch us something. So, you know what? I'm going to go ahead, take a look at what we could do, what we could shift. Like I said, I want to get rid of Comrie. I'm going to go send him somewhere else. And I think as far as skaters, right, scratched, we've got Zemgus Girgensons who can come in for Benson, who I will then send down. And, you know what? I'm going to sniff around trades. Victor Olofsson, 28 years old, 83, sniper. 1 year left. He's expiring, right? This is the kind of guy we can move on from, give some more time to younger players like Peterka, see if Middlesack can jump into that second line and produce for us and maybe grow up maybe an overall point or two. We'll see how he performs this year. We may not extend him just yet, but I'm going to go do those things and I'll update you guys when I've got more to talk about. Taking a look at the head coach here, guys, he's only a B. He's listed as offensive and is great with teaching forwards. The teaching is a B. I mean, offense and defense, A-, that's fine. Power play, B- is really not good. This is a really bad head coach, and I have no loyalties to him whatsoever. He fits Darlene perfectly, but it just doesn't look like the kind of guy that we're going to want to use for the longevity of this video, for this rebuild. We're probably going to want to find a guy with A, overall, at least, that hopefully fits guys like Thompson and Tuck and maybe Benson. We do have some youngsters coming up too. I was just sniffing around the trade market, and I forgot to show you guys that, yeah, the Buffalo Sabres, you suck for a while. You get a lot of good young talent. We also have Matthew Savoy, who's 19 and only 73. I may end up moving on from him. 1973. I don't know if he's going to grow. I just think that maybe we can go in for a better defenseman. You know, we'll have Darlene, Power, somebody, right? I feel like we need that great third defenseman. We don't really have it right now. It's certainly not Eric Johnson, who, you know, like I said, I'll keep him for a year, but maybe I could package Yoki Haru with Savoy to maybe upgrade, maybe, you know, Savoy and Olofsson to upgrade here. Victor Olofsson's value is not very high, unless I missed him. No, it's not very high at all. So you can see he doesn't, you know, he is wanted by the Ducks, who I don't know if I'm going to say they have a ton of defensive depth. But for now, I'm just going to take a look at the trade market, and, you know, we do have some talent, guys. We really do. Take a, just look. Savoy might go, but Kulik, Roseanne, Oslin, like these three guys, medium top sixers, will give them a chance to grow and see what they become. Wahlberg, I mean, he's going to have to start growing quickly. Anton Wahlberg, I believe, was their second round pick. Yeah, this just past year. But ultimately, there's a couple players here that can still come up and help. Obviously, Zach Benson being the headliner at 77 overall. Goaltending, we already know. There's not much to come up and to help out. We got Ratzlaff here, which is nice, but it's really Devin Levi and Ukko Pekka-Luukkonen are going to be the tandem going forward. So I'm going to make some trades, and I'll show you guys when I have one. So I went through the trade finder, and there wasn't much interest for this package that I'm offering of Yoki Haru and Savoy. However, the Calgary Flames were one of two teams that were interested in this trade, and they're offering Mackenzie Weegar and a third. I might even just say you can keep your third and see if they can retain maybe $1 million. I was thinking about $500,000 here, but you know, we'll try $1 million. If I can get him for 8 years at $5 million, that would be insane. I don't think it's going to happen. But Savoy and Yoki Haru for Weegar. Listen, he fits the third defensive pairing. But he's got those nice X factors of shutdown, bouncer, and quick pick. A two-way defenseman who's got really everything you want. That defensive category is elite. A good enough offense, too, to put up some points and contribute on both ends of the ice. And he's 29, right? So he'll be, you know, declining. He'll be about 34 when we're in the final push, in the final stretch. Hopefully, this team is close. This team is ready. I feel like to at least make the playoffs. So we'll see here. I think I'd like to get him if he 8 years at $5 million. Rejected. Okay, they're not comfortable keeping that much salary. I'm going to see if I can get them to... I'm going to work it down little by little. Trade rejected. What about $550? There we go. Trade rejected. We appreciate... Okay, still not enough. $500,000. Otherwise, I'm putting some more value on. Okay, so they are going to reject that. Can I get them to retain any bit? Like $250,000, like 5.8 would be great. They want to get rid of Tanev. They want to get rid of Kadri. Do they have expiring deals? Ooh, Tanev does have an expiring deal. Is he as valuable as a third? I doubt this is going to go through. Yeah, it's woefully insufficient. I just threw that on just to see what we could get for them there. But any rookie skaters, somebody that can come up maybe in a year or two, Coronado, I mean, are those guys as valuable as a next year's third? They're probably a little bit too valuable if you ask me to go after one of them. Skaters matching the block. They want to get rid of Backlund here, who's got 1 year. He's got 2 years. They just extended him too. So probably not what we want. Coleman here's got 4 years left on that deal. So we will just take the draft pick, next year's third. See if they can retain $250,000. It's rejected. They are not comfortable with retaining that salary. Can you guys just keep like 0.025? Oh, wow. They really don't. They offered this trade to me. This is the exact trade they offered to me, by the way. So this one should go through. And on behalf of the Calgary Flames, they accept my trade offer. We'll see you out on the ice. Mackenzie Weegar, welcome to the Buffalo Sabres. He's going to slot in nicely in that top 4, right? We got Power, we got Dahlin, and now we got Weegar. 3 guys that should be in the high 80s or 90s, depending on how Power and Dahlin's already a 91, but depending on how Power grows, right? Things are going to look really, really good here. Mackenzie Weegar, I think that's a really, really good trade. I know getting rid of Savoy may hurt some Sabres fans. It hurts me, right? I love Savoy. But we have Benson. We have a lot of talent right now. Savoy, 19, only 70, right? I was a bit worried about, is he going to grow and contribute? So if Calgary ends up winning the cup and he's lifting the Conn Smythe, it's probably a bad deal for us, but until that moment, I'd say we're pretty fine. Let's see here. I want to flip-flop him with a Poso. Yeah, Greenway can play there. Peterka. I'm going to probably look to move Olofsson for maybe somebody a bit younger. I know he fits the first line like stupid perfect, but he doesn't get us any boost there. As far as, okay, yeah, no, that's not what's, there we go. That's what we like to see. And then Johnson will play there. And then Samuelson and Clifton make a good pairing. I like that. So we got Power and Johnson, Dahlin and Weegar, Samuelson and Clifton. So Dahlin and Weegar actually get the +2 most likely because of the X factors. They do actually fit together pretty nicely. One check mark and a dash, a fit and a non-fit. Here for Weegar, pinch balanced, pinch cycle. We got balance shoot versus balance cycle. Okay. And then balance cycle, pinch balance. So maybe Samuelson over Johnson. Yeah, we get a +1 there too. Okay. We're starting to cook a little bit. Do we have any? Oh man, does he get us anything? Dylan Cousins going down to the third line would boost it a bit. We get a +1 if Greenway goes up, which is not, I'm not opposed to that. I'd like to have Middlestat there because Middlestat, he's listed as center only. Cousins can play right wing. Jack Quinn can play left wing. So there we go. We'll do this. And then we'll move, I guess, who can play center? Can any of these guys play center? Peterka can't. Oposo down for Jost, who will center Greenway and Peterka, getting a +2. And then we have Oposo, Olofsson, and Gergensons. We'll probably have to find a replacement for Victor Olofsson, but I'm pretty happy about that. Olofsson, we'll see. But right now, we got some youth. We got some good talent. Defense is short up. Let's go see if we can find one more middle 6 winger. Unfortunately, there's no interest in Olofsson and Comrie. I'll take a 3rd and a 4th, to be honest. I think it's fine, and we can package some picks, right? The later round picks, unless we really see somebody that's going to be a stud, the middle of the late round picks aren't that important because we don't have much time to develop and grow and have waves of talent coming up, right? So I'll take this 3rd next year. This is our 2nd 3rd that we've acquired from next year. Maybe we can package 3 thirds and go after somebody that could be on the trade block. So Olofsson, I'm not going to give him a contract extension. We're getting a 3rd out of him. Comrie is also going to get us a 4th. I think it's a fine deal. So I'm going to go ahead and accept that trade. We'd have to call up Peyton Krebs, who I don't know why he's not on the team. He made the roster IRL. Not sure what's going on. He's an 80, right? So I guess, yeah, he's probably going to play for us, and we actually might not have to make any moves and just hope that Peterka and Quinn end up developing for us. You can see Jack Quinn here, 82, top 6. You can see he does have elite offensive ability. JJ Peterka, a two-way forward with pretty much can do it all, right? There's nothing really bad about his game. There's nothing great about his game either, but I digress. We're going to go ahead and throw Peyton Krebs in the lineup here. Peyton Krebs, where do you fit? He fits the 3rd and the 2nd line very well. He's an 80 overall. I'd like to see him there over Jost, just simply because he's only 22 and he has medium top 6 potential. Tyson Jost, already 25, medium top 9. So he's not really doing much for us. So I think those should be the lines. I don't see myself really going out and acquiring anybody else crazy, right? We'll see Krebs, Peterka, Quinn. I want to see how they grow. Middlestat, he wants only $4.5 million, right? We'll see. I'm going to set up the power play and everything else, though, guys, and I'll catch up with you guys after I get some simulation done. So we're officially halfway through Season 1, 41 games played, and 41 points for the team. Season 1 is not going anywhere close to how I expected it to go. Now, the good news is we are only 4 points behind the Senators for a wild card spot. They do have 5 games in hand on us, though, which is crazy. We're 7 points behind the Red Wings. Things need to change and in a hurry. I don't know what's going wrong with this team, so let's go ahead and dive in, take a look. The minuses for, oh my God, Quinn, Middlestat, Cousins, that second line is getting bodied. The first line looking pretty good. The second line, not so much. Samuelson, Power, that's not a good pairing. I guess it's more so the second line just not producing there. And then goalie-wise, oh my God, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen he's so bad. He's not it. Devin Levi, I'd like to see a little bit of growth mid-season maybe so you can become the starter. Unfortunately, if I have auto-rotate goalies on, he's just going to end up being the backup anyway. But I think if I had to take a look at what the team's issue is, I don't know if it's goal scoring, although 3.0 per game is pretty average, but 3.32 against is the worst in the division. The power play is only at 17%. I mean, the head coach is not it, right? We know that, and this is kind of confirming it for me too. So, unfortunately, this first season doesn't look like it's going according to plan. But we'll jump ahead to the trade deadline, and hopefully we'll have turned it around. I think I'm going to edit the lines, just make one tweak there in the middle. Jack Quinn, I might move him down. Peterka, I might move him up. Maybe Greenway up. No, I guess I'll move Peterka up, and Jack Quinn will play on the third line. I kind of want somebody with good defense, but that line, there is nobody with good defense. That's the problem. So we probably do need a second line defensive winger. Kyle Oposo, how do you fit the second line? Do you fit? Can we get you there? No, I'm going to leave Peterka up there with ice time. The first line, obviously, I'm going to let them do their thing. They are, Thompson, Alex Tuck is not doing well, but Skinner and Thompson are. Defensively, I think Dahlin, I need to see more out of Dahlin. I really do. For that high elite. It's nice to see Power doing well. We would get a +3 if it was Power and Weegar, but I'd rather not do that. We get a +3 there in the middle with Power and Weegar, so I guess we'll move Samuelson up. Hopefully, Dahlin can carry him a little bit. Clifton does fit the top line. Yes, he does, and he's honestly played really, really well, so maybe I will move him up. And we get a +1 down there on the bottom line anyway, so I'll move Clifton up with Dahlin, see how that goes, but yikes. I didn't think we'd be 500. Obviously I don't think we're going to be where the Bruins are, but I didn't think we'd be this poor in season 1. Now, a lot can change here. We got a couple months to go. So let's see what happens. This game really likes to make me scratch my head. We were just flying here in the month of January. I'll show you guys, or February, I should say. Sorry. We came out of the All-Star break with 4 straight wins, got smacked by the Minnesota Wild, and then we rattled off 2 more wins, picked up a point there against Columbus, 5 more straight wins, and then we lose back-to-back games by a pretty convincing margin. Coming into the deadline here at 64 games played, 71 points, tied on points though with the Senators. They're really the only team that we're chasing at this point. The Penguins are on the fringe too, but we are really fighting with the Senators to maybe make the playoffs. As far as where we are in the standings, maybe we do want to sell off some of our older assets. At 71, no, we're way too close to the playoffs to consider selling off, right? We're a top 15 team, top 16 team. And I think 13th in the NHL is kind of what I expected. The only problem is we need to somehow catch up with the rest of the division. So one thing I do want to check real quick is the progress reports. Is anybody growing nicely? Owen Power's up to an 88. Peyton Krebs is also growing. So that's good to see. But yeah, Owen Power being an 88 is fantastic. Offensive awareness up by 3. Defensive awareness up by 3. That's really what's driving the overall boost. And then as far as in the system, Zach Benson is still a 77. Oh, he's not growing the way I was hoping he would. All right, well, we're going to jump into the deadline here, maybe make a trade or two. We'll see what's out there, but we'll sim to the next game here against the Edmonton Oilers. I want to be a conservative buyer, personally, and we're going to enter the deadline. Here we go. Year 1 deadline. Can we make a playoff push? Elias Lindholm, he would be a great guy to rent. Patty Kane, Do we want Patty Kane? Do we need more goal scoring? I don't know. It would take Samuelsson, Middlestat in a third, Ostlund, Middlestat, Rosen, Middlestat. They really want Middlestat, who, by the way, needs a contract extension, so we need to figure out whether or not we want to give him one. Chandler Stevenson has X factors. He's another good rental. It would take our first-round pick this year. No, thank you. Just in case we miss out, I always want to take that shot at the lottery. Zach Benson, a second and a third for Lindholm, or 2 firsts. I don't think Lindholm's that valuable, but Rauslovic, Corrali, Danforth to the Bruins for Lysell, a third, and Toporowski, maybe, I don't know. But Jonathan Marchessault here could be another interesting guy to go after. Yeah, these guys just have too much value for me to realistically say we should go after them. Maybe we could upgrade, Swayman and then RFA him and trade him. We could do that. Let's take a look at not just the top 10, but all available players. There's Philippe Deneau. No, some of these guys are on pretty big contracts. EA, how many times is that going to happen? Like, I hate that. Noah Hannafin on the blue line here could be an interesting move for Matthias Samuelsson. We'd have to sign him to an extension. Isaac Rosen, a 4th and a 5th. Kulik, a 4th and a 6th. A 2nd and a 3rd, or Clifton and a 3rd. Really, I kind of want to go after a goaltender to upgrade from Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, because he really has been the weak spot. So Jeremy Swayman from the Boston Bruins, they want Middlestat, Johnson, Peterka, Middlestat, Johnson, Jost, and Kisakov. We're getting somewhere with this Johnson, Jost, and Kisakov. I just don't know about getting rid of Johnson. I would have to make a move, and Jost. I feel like we don't have enough depth. Those guys are just depth guys to go get Swayman to upgrading in net. For the year, there's Spencer Knight, medium elite. No trades found, really? I feel like I can put one together for Spencer Knight. I feel like I'll give them Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. That's what I will do. They can have Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. There you go. You guys can have him. And wow, a lot more value is required. Skaters matching the block. Who do they want? Oh boy, you guys want them? Wow, I didn't think you would. Just kidding. I could give them Middlestat. Nah, no. Eric Johnson, maybe. Johnson's kind of like the deadline rental. Do we just stand pat? Tyson Jost. Oh, they would just. They can't take any trades for more skaters. Rookies, though. Kulik at 1976. Is he grown? I think he might be growing pretty nicely, too. Isaac Rosen is 20 and 73. They'd have too many skaters in the org. That's why Florida can't make a trade. I got it. That's why the trade finder didn't find anything. Are there any other goalies that I can find here? Fleury, 85 Fleury with some X factors for Casey Middlestat, Peyton Krebs, Wahlberg, or a second. I think I'll give them Actually, how good has Wahlberg gotten, right? He was our 2nd round pick last year. He's a top 6 prospect. Medium tops. Oh, he hasn't grown at all. Absolutely. Give me Marc-Andre Fleury. Trade accepted. Beautiful. Marc-Andre Fleury is here to hopefully help us in the goaltending department just for a year. And then goalies, we will take Luukkonen, and we will see what everybody would give us for. Boston, Tampa. Tampa would give us a 3rd. Washington doesn't scare me. They'll give us the Bruins 3rd for Luukkonen. I'll take that. So we now have Fleury and Levi being our tandem, which I think is definitely, obviously it's an upgrade. But Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen was not it. We got an upgrade. I didn't want to hang on to him because he had value. I think that's fine. All right, now we got to just kind of look at maybe some 1-year rental players that can help us out. I do like the idea of Duclair, but Eberle does have X factors. It would take a 3rd, Kisakov and a 3rd, Kisakov a 3rd and a 3rd, or Rosen and a 6th. I would give them Rosen and a 6th for Eberle. Absolutely, give me that. Eberle, welcome to the squad. That's real nice. I think that's a beautiful upgrade. And then if we can find a blue liner, maybe Hannafin, like we saw, would be really good. Tanev might be we'll just get the Calgary Flames defense. Why not? It would be a 2nd and a 3rd, Clifton and a 5th, Ostlund and a 7th, Samuelsson or Kulik. The 2nd and the 3rd is interesting, but those are both this year picks. I'd like to be able to maneuver with those at the draft or maybe in the offseason, right? Don't want to go all in this year because I don't know if this is our year, right? Barabanov, Vrana, Schultz, offensive defenseman. He has so much value. Why does he have so much value? Is it because he doesn't have a very big contract? Is that boosting his value? Oh my God, yay. This is the worst thing in the world is when I'm just trying to identify players and then I just get frames drop to 2 per second, and we just get shot back to the beginning of the list, and I hate that. Roy is a top 4 defenseman here. Roy, Wah. Well, there's 2/3. Kisakov and a third. I would give up Kisakov and a third. Is Kisakov? Yeah, Kisakov is medium or is low top 6. I doubt he's going to be anything. He's 67 at 21. Absolutely. Give me Roy. He's just going to be a two-way defender. He fits the third pairing. Do I want to? Is this just no? This isn't worth it. Roy's not worth it. He's not an upgrade over Samuelson. We still have Johnson, Clifton. I think that's what I'm going to do at the deadline, though. We made a trade for Marc-Andre Fleury, and we made a trade for Jordan Eberle. So I think those are the two moves I'm going to make. We're going to exit the trade deadline, and we're going to go set up our lines now with a playoff push on the horizon. If it would load. And Troy Stetcher's on waivers. Is he any good? 80 overall, two-way defense. Like, see, I don't know why. Like, yeah, this is why I don't do it. Don't make that trade for Roy. But here we go. Edit the lines. Let's see what we got. What we got cooking up here. Eberle's now on that top line, getting us a +4. Eberle, I may re-sign. He fits perfectly on that top line. I know. I mean, we are firing the coach. So carry, shoot, efficient, balance though is pretty good. He doesn't sync with Skinner really. I'm gonna leave Skinner there. Tuck, Cousins, Quinn. Do we want to put Middlestat here? Tuck. No, it's not. That doesn't work. We'll move Cousins back into the middle. Quinn, Peterka, Middlestat, Oposo, Krebs, Greenway, Jost. Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. And then defensively, we've got Johnson and Dahlin. Power! When did you get all those I swear Power didn't have all those X factors. Did he get those in the middle of the season? Uyghur up here. Uyghur, yes, I guess I'll go with Uyghur there. Do we have, we get a +1 with Samuelson and Power. Power is taken off, dude. Good to see that Clifton and Johnson are doing so well, but Uyghur's doing well. Dahlin's not bad. Okay, and then goalie-wise, we got Fleury now with a couple X factors. So hopefully this is good for us, right? Hopefully this will be good. So I'm gonna catch up with you guys. I'm gonna try and get us through this playoff push. Actually, you know what? Just stick around. There's not many games left. We got the last 3 of season number 1 coming up. We are gonna lose to Edmonton. We are going to beat Detroit, though. That's big. We lose to the Islanders. We can't afford to drop too many Eastern Conference games. We win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. It's not it. We do beat Calgary, though. We lose to Ottawa. That was a huge game, and I think this is gonna be. Oh, we're close. We need to go on a run here late in the season. Yeah, I think it's curtains on the season, boys. I think season number 1 is gonna end with us being a high 80s team. 3 games left. We need to win them all. Ottawa needs to drop them all. It's not worth talking about. So season 1, we're gonna miss the playoffs. Really? We're gonna miss the playoffs in season number 1? And pretty spectacularly too, as we flame out towards the end. 38, 34, and 10. Just not a good season all around. And you know what? I'm not even gonna hesitate on this one. This guy, good luck, have fun at McDonald's, Holden, because you're not getting another coaching job. We're gonna promote this guy to interim head coach. What is his name? We've got Jaden Black. And does he fit this? 66% fit, maybe. I mean, he's a physical style. We don't have physical players. But hey, not a great season number 1. So let's recap it. Let's see how we did. What do we need to focus on for next season? Skinner was amazing. 30. He's outscored Tage Thompson. We need somebody who maximizes Tage Thompson. Balance, shoot, balance, balanced. Oh my God, we do have somebody that maximizes Tage. Skinner can be a second line forward for us with carry, cycle, balance, balance. That's definitely not too bad. Eberle, how did he do when he came in? Eberle was a -4, but he put up 12 points in 18 games. Certainly not bad, but not what we want to see. Cousins, Dahlin, Quinn, Tuck, Middlestat, 40 points and a -20. I don't know. We'll see what he ends up wanting as far as contract, but it's not impressive. As far as the rest of the team, let's take a quick look at the defensemen, just the core real quick. Samuelson was not great. Uyghur didn't do fantastic, but Dahlin and Power are growing nicely. Balance, shoot, and pinch cycle. I hate the fact that those two have different chemistry styles, but I guess we'll play them on different lines. Fleury, I mean, Devin Levi was great. Let's be honest. He's an 81, and then now Fleury with us was a 907 and a 293. He was much better in Minnesota than he was here, but Devin Levi really, really was good, so I may end up making him the starter. Next season, we'll just go sign a backup, but for now, I don't think there's anything we need to do. We can simulate to the draft because we're not in the playoffs. So I am going to offer Casey Middlestat a contract extension. I'm going to give him 2 years at $3.5 million. I feel for a 83 overall middle six center that can put up 40 points. I feel like that's fine. So I'm going to offer him that. Peyton Krebs needs an extension. He's up to an 82. I really like the fact that he doesn't want any money. We'll give him a 3-year deal, maybe at 1.7. I feel like that's not too bad. We'll go with 165. We'll hopefully get him back there. Jost, how did you do? It wasn't great. Bryson, Gergensen, Zaposo, we can just kind of redo the depth on this team. We do have guys coming up, right? We saw that Kulik was doing well. Benson's going to be on the team next year. The curious case of Jordan Eberle is, what do we do? Because, right, he fit the last coach very well. This coach, or maybe the next coach, I don't know. He doesn't jive with Skinner, and he doesn't jive with Tuck or Thompson. Jeez, why do I keep forgetting Tage's name? Good Lord. Goalies, Fleury does want a contract extension. But at 39, I doubt he's going to hold on to that value very long. And I think we'll let him walk because we got Levi. We'll make him the full-time starter. So those are the contract extensions I think I'm going to hand out for now. Eric Johnson at 36 does not want a contract extension. I kind of like our defensive core as is. So taking a look at the main roster, taking a look at we'll work from the back end out, right? We got Fleury and Levi. Very, very satisfied with that. And now that Levi is going to be the full-time starter, I can be fine with that. In the system, we've got Tokarski and Cooley. Tokarski, maybe, he's probably not good enough to be a backup, let's be honest. Defensively, though, we got Darlene Power Uyghur, Clifton Samuelson. They're all signed, right? We'll probably need one more, and then maybe Jacob Bryson comes back on a cheaper deal. Oh, okay, he understands his role. I'm going to give him, can I give him a 2-way deal? Does he have any interest in a 2-way deal? I'll give him a 1 year. He probably has no interest in a 2-way contract. I doubt he's going to accept that, but hey, doesn't hurt to offer it. And then, so we've got time before we get to the re-sign phase. We've got the draft and everything too, but just wanted to get some contract extensions offered and see if we can jump in and maybe they'll accept them, right? So we'll simulate to the draft. The regular season, I guess, technically hasn't ended yet. There it is. All right, now we can simulate to the draft and hopefully see if Peyton Krebs is going to reject the offer. You must be joking if you think I'm going to extend my contract if that is what you were offering me. Middlestat's back, though. Bryson barking up the wrong tree. Fine, buddy. All right, so I will get those guys back, and we'll just move from there. So looking at the lottery, we didn't get lucky. Minnesota jumped from 4 to 1. Philadelphia fell from 1 to 3. And we're going to stay at 11. And I think 11 is a fine spot. We could even move up potentially if we wanted to. I'm not sure what we would do to get there. Who would we go after? But I think 11 is a fine spot to go ahead and acquire probably a pretty decent talent. So who's retiring from the NHL? Anybody from our team? Buffalo Sabres, no, nobody's retiring. Goalies, nope. So Fleury, Johnson, those guys are all back. Some coaches retired, doesn't look like anybody from us. Some players that are now scouts, cool. And we're gonna go to view draft class. So I'm gonna do the interview, but you guys, oh my god, our scouts are so worthless. Liga, Rush, really? You guys didn't scout anybody in the top here, really? Marcus Bure, wow, whoa, this guy looks really good. I know we don't have a lot of, why do I pay scouts? Adam Jirasek here is medium top 4, 2 years away, cycle pinch. Actually, that's not too bad. Mirko Vannanen is potentially a medium elite. Looks like some good talent here. Do we uncover anybody? Jesus, this, listen, I didn't want to do all this scouting, but, maybe I should because I don't know what the point of having the auto scout on because they got absolutely nothing done. Why is our staff so horrible? We have a Liga scout. You didn't do anything, Samu. We have a Russia scout, Mr. Datsuk Yuri. You didn't do shit this season. Nobody did anything, so I guess we will have to hire new scouts. But once we get to the free agency period, we will obviously take care of all the staff. We'll find a coach that fits our team, and then we will move from there. But here we go. Time to get into the draft. We did end up getting Peyton Krebs back, by the way. Okay, I was like, what's happening? Maybe Vegas would want to trade their 6th pick to us, because that one kid looked pretty good. Bure, I believe his name was. I just want to view the draft class. I don't know if the number 1 overall player is worth going after. Xander Rivers here. He's a sniper, plays like Bobby Hull, dump, cycle, balance, block, overload. That's terrible. There's also Sam Dickinson, who we know everything about. Defenseman here, shoot, pinch. We don't really need more elite defensemen. Marcus Bure is balance, energy, balance with behind the net. That's kind of what we want. So I'm going to move up to, I think 6. So we'll find a trade with the Vegas Golden Knights. Hello. By the way, the New York Rangers won the Cup. So in case those of you were curious, year 1 was the Rangers, 6th overall. What do you guys want for it? Zach Benson, a 5th, and Rotzloff? I'm not going to give you Zach Benson. No, but I will give you my 1st round pick. Zach Benson's a 78 now. Ooh, he grew so nicely. He's not allowed to play in the AHL, I don't believe. So I don't know why when I sent him down, he was there, but I'll give them our 1st Rotzloff and a 5th. Will it go through? It's rejected quite far off. Okay. I have plenty of third. I can throw just thirds for days at him. We got that 3rd right there. We'll give him another 3rd here. Calgary's 3rd. Beautiful. We'll give them a 1st, 2 thirds for their 1st. Trade rejected. Quite close to fair value. Beautiful. We love to see that. Here's our 7th. Have a good day, Vegas. Thank you for your time. Beautiful. All right. So looking good there. We'll move up in the draft. Just, I think, 5 spots. There goes. Okay, so Xander Rivers is an 82. Haken here is an 82 as well. Alexander Lebedev, 80 overall medium elite. Berkeley Catton, 76. Sam Dickinson, 74. We see that Bure, though. We'll see. He's got great puck skills. Listed as probably a playmaker. NHL ready for sure, though. Balance, energy. I love that. Aaron Kiviharu here, though. Must bulk up. Cool. Don't really care. Left defenseman. I think I'm going to take the left wing potential playmaker, Tanner Howe. We don't know anything about... What did our scouts do? Like, what did they do? Like, I should know something about these players with Auto Scout on. All right, Marcus Bure, though. Welcome to the Buffalo Sabres. 80 overall medium elite player here. Welcome to the organization. And he's got multiple X factors. Let's go. All right, so our scouts did just enough to get us Marcus Bure here. That's pretty good. We probably don't make any crazy picks in this draft, so I'll catch up with you guys when we get to the re-sign phase. Quick jump in here, guys, to show you that we did end up getting a medium elite 61 overall goaltender. He is only 18 too, so we kind of got another goalie back. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, goodbye. Hello, Danner here. So pretty good pick here. I'm happy with it. We're moving to the late rounds of the draft. Unless I get a gem, I'll catch up with you guys later. All right, so here we are at free agency. Let's go ahead and take a look at what players I did decide to retain and where we're at. So obviously a lot of elite talent still sprinkled throughout the entire lineup. Alex Tuck, a little bit of a decline, but Jack Quinn up to 85. And I kind of want to give him a contract extension now before he gets any more expensive. So I think I'll give him... probably the 5 years he's asking for. He'd be a UFA, he'd be 27, and if I can get him maybe at 4.25, I think that'd be an absolute steal for an 85 overall. And then JJ Peterka also needs a contract extension. He's going to be much cheaper, so I'll give him a 2-year deal, probably a 1.75. I'm fine with that. Goalies, Devin Levi needs a contract extension. You are our goalie of the future, buddy. So I'm going to give you, I guess, a bridge deal. Oh, man. 4 years at $4.5 million. We'll see if he takes that. I don't want to overpay too much for a goalie. Plus, we have cap issues, coming up in the future with all these elite talents. But the good news is we did end up signing Bure. Bure is here. Marcus Bure, really, really good playmaker. He is phenomenal. I wish I knew what his play style or his line chemistry was, but Zach Benson here as well. We can know his, but again, it's the offseason, so they don't tell us what it is, but that's great. So we're going to go position by position here. Take a look at the breakdown. In goal, we're going to need a backup. We're going to need an AHL starter. Done. Defensively, we've got Darlene Power, Uyghur, Clifton, Samuelson, Bryson. We're probably going to want one of those guys in like 83 overall, the 82s, right? Another Clifton, Samuelson type. We'll see who's out there. We can get somebody older too, because we're going to start pushing for the playoffs and for the cup. Hopefully the playoffs this season. But we got Thompson, Skinner, Cousins, Tuck, Quinn, Middlestat. who did accept that $3.5 million deal. Peterka, Krebs, Bure, Greenway, Jost, Benson. I mean, I don't really feel the need to go out and sign a forward, right? The forward core, I feel like, is set. We've got our first line, our second line. We're hoping to see, like, Peterka. I mean, Bure will probably play on the second line and grow in nicely, right? So I think really what we need is a defenseman. We've got $9.8 million in cap space and a backup goaltender. So I'm very happy with where we're looking and trending here as far as our contract situation. But I let basically the entire coaching staff go because they sucked. So we're going to go see who's out there. Hopefully somebody with an A. And look at that. There is some coaches with an A. A+ offense, A+ defense, A+ penalty kill, B- teaching, though. Doesn't really fit the team very well. Jason Estrada does. He doesn't fit Darlene, but that might be okay. Overload, balanced. Overload, carry, cycle, balance, shoot, balance, shoot. So power would fit with Jason Estrada, who is an A. Then there's Willie Forrest, a defenseman coach. 63% scheme fit, which is nice. It looks like he'd fit pretty much everywhere. Behind the net, balance, shoot, energy. I hate that for the first line. 56% a generalist here in Brian Bellamy. We got two more that I'm really considering. 63% coaches a defensive scheme to work best with defensive players, can make it work. Well, offensive players don't fit. We've got two defensive coach. Okay. And then Wise here. I fired Holden because he was a booty. So we may go with Estrada, the generalist here. His teaching's poor, but everything else is pretty good. 59% scheme fit. Balance. Carries. Yeah, I like this a lot. The defensive, it should be pretty easy. Ma here, it doesn't fit Darlene, doesn't fit Uyghur. It does not fit the defense at all, right? He's listed as hold the line and shoot. That's absolutely not even close to what we use. So Jason Estrada should be easy for us to get. Oh my God, other teams interested. That is a lot of interested teams. We're going to try and throw a ton of money at them, and hopefully we can get our coach here. Get back to us in the next few days. I'll hire the rest of the coaches. Then we can go take a look at free agency. Coaches and scouts have been offered their contracts, and now it's time to take a look at who's out there in free agency. Brandon Montour is available. Bring him back to the Sabres. I don't think that's the move I want to make, though. Timothy Liljegren is an RFA. We'd have to give up picks for it, and I don't think I want to do that. So let's take a look at the goalies, see who's out there to potentially be a backup to Levi. We don't want him to have a higher overall than Levi, right? So we'll look at these guys in the 80s. Halak, Quick. Hey, we could bring Comrie back. We really could. Did he play much? He played for Philly, did not play well. Nedeljkovic did play pretty well for Pittsburgh. So I think I might go with Nedeljkovic. He's asking for less money too. So for a 1-year deal, can I get you for a 2-year deal at 1.4? Those would be our two goaltenders for the next couple of years. And then taking a look at defensemen. Just sort by overall. Is there anybody cheap here? I mean, Shane Gostisbehere or Brett Pesce, right? Brett Pesce looks really, really good. Oh my God. He was a -10 last year, which is tough. Is there anybody with X factors just chilling out here? Tanev? I mean, we could go after him. We did look into trading for him. He would fit the third scheme of Wingles. Power play lines here. All defensive pairing for Brett Pesce. I like that. Brett Pesce's the kind of guy that I would like to go after. 5 years at 5.3 feels like a lot, but I don't really see any other options. And he's an 86. We'd have an absolutely ridiculous defensive core. Can I give you? I'll give him the 5 years at 5.3. The LA Kings are also interested. I'll go 5 years at 5.5. If we don't get him, we'll make it work. But that's the move I'm going to make there. We'll see if anybody slipped into free agency that has really high potential. Podkolzin, I mean, he could be a decent guy to go after just for depth. He is an RFA, but as a power forward, that wouldn't hurt too bad. Akil Thomas always makes it out to free agency. I've never seen him not. And he's 77 at 24. Why not offer him a contract, a 2-way deal, just for a year to see what happens? Other than that, I think we're probably fine. I'm going to go ahead and see if those guys decide to join us or not. Hopefully we get our coach too. Let's hope it doesn't all blow up. Speaking of it all blowing up, there goes the coach we wanted. We are going to get another coach, though. All right, so we got a couple of our coaches that we offered. Here's some of our scouts willing to accept the offer. And then Clifton and Beagle for a no. I'm not getting rid of Clifton. I don't have much cap space to sign other players or sign to sign another defenseman anyway. But we do need to find a head coach now. There's Ma here, who is, I mean, really, really good, just poor teaching wise. Physical style, Darlene does not fit at all, and that's Darlene fitting is important. There's Willie Forrest here. What is he? What is he? Balance, shoot, energy, balanced, balance cycle, balance, balanced. Does he fit with power? Power. Power fits pretty good. Everybody fits pretty good. Nobody fits great. There's Braden Granado. Oh, I think that might be a sign. Granado here. Oh, man. A teaching as well. Gee, this might be the guy. Braden Granado. How did I not? I think I might have seen him earlier, but I didn't like the defensive look. As far as forward line 2, balance cycle, balance. Oh, man. It's tough, right? How does Braden Granado fit with this? I mean, the team looks pretty good. It's Braden Granado. I'm going to do it. Oh, the Devils want him? No, he's mine. He's an A-. It's Granado. I'm not even going to say his first name anymore, but there we go. We're going to offer him $3 million. Hopefully, he decides to accept that. A much, much better head coach. And hopefully we can win now because our last head coach was not it, right? So let's see. We have a day or two to advance here. Oh my God, the Vancouver Canucks really want Clifton. And Zoe, appreciate you signing. Granado is going to go ahead and become our new head coach. So welcome, Granado. And Levi is going to extend on that $4.5 million deal. So I'm fine with that. Paterka is going to take his contract. And Nedeljkovic is here. Akil Thomas is here. Oh, are there other teams interested in Brett Pesce? There's 6 teams interested in Pesce. I don't know if we outbid enough teams. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer a contract to probably Grzelcyk. Yeah, I think Grzelcyk is probably our last bet here. There's only one other team interested. He fits all penalty killing lines. Offensive defenseman here, though. So we're going to offer the contract. 5 years. Philly wants him. I'm going to give him 5 years at 4.75. I don't think if we sign Pesce to $5.5 million, we shouldn't have enough to sign Grzelcyk as well. But I'm worried that we won't get Pesce because I didn't go aggressive enough. I feel like so. We'll advance the day. Matt Grzelcyk is going to reject our offer. Jack Quinn. Pesce is going to accept the contract offer, but now we don't have the cap space to sign. Oh, God. Now we don't have the cap space to sign Jack Quinn to an extension. Oh, no. He was going to accept the contract, too, Jack Quinn. How many extension dollars do we have? We have 3 Oh, no. Okay, so I just need to clear up just a couple million in cap space from next season. All right, so we'll see who is being overpaid. Skinner? Skinner doesn't fit the first line. That's the problem, right? He's a great second liner, but $9 million a year for a second liner. $9 million for an 87, too. Yeah, especially when Thompson and Cousins are on their $7 million deals. Clifton, Paterka, yeah, nobody else is. I mean, Samuelson is probably overpaid for what he gives you, right? He does fit. Oh my God, is that our new head coach's fit? Oh my word, he fits phenomenally. So I think I'll see if I can find a trade for Jeff Skinner. This hurts a ton. I love Jeff Skinner, but I feel like he's still got a lot of value. $9 million is way too much to stomach. So I'll see if I can find maybe a pick or something that I can just kind of clear the cap space. All right, so I'm going after the Ducks, and I'm going to try and get their first round pick. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it, let's be honest. But I'm going to try it. If there's a backup trade here, if I don't get it, isn't to snuff and doesn't match their trade block particularly well either. So I kind of expected that. So I was looking at a backup trade here, and they've got Frank Vetrano here, 85-30, listed as a second line forward, really, really well-rounded, balanced everywhere. And we have a little bit of excess value here to potentially get a pick. So maybe I can try and squeeze the second out of him here, a second in Vetrano for Skinner. We free up just about $5.5 million in cap space too. And Vetrano is an 85, right? 30, Skinner's 32. Doesn't have the X factor here, Vetrano, but I mean, not many teams had the cap space to go after Skinner. I mean, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this deal. Trade accepted. It's a done deal. I'm sorry, Jeff Skinner. Oh man, but we have so much talent on the blue line now. We got a lot of young talent in the forward core. I think this is the right move. We'll see where everyone fits in, but now I can go ahead and offer Jack Quinn that contract extension, and hopefully he still wants it, which is good. And as far as extension dollars, we now have 11.3, which is brilliant. Yeah, I'll give him that. I'll give him a 5-year deal at $4.5 million. I think that's fine. And there we go. He's currently considering his options, but he should be back, and we'll see how Vetrano does because he needs a contract extension too. But that's just the kind of player that I can kind of cycle through, I feel like. So the season has ticked over, and we can now take a look at our team and what the lines look like. And Bure, Thompson, Tuck gets a +4. Oh, man, if we can get Bure to grow. Benson's up to an 80. I love to see that. Peterka still at an 82, but Quinn 86, Cousins 85, and then Vetrano fits in great because he provides that defense that Quinn is lacking, right? And I think he's still pretty well-rounded, too. Peterka, Middlestat, Benson. Middlestat's going to be our third-line center. I feel like it's going to be just him there for the rest of this save. Zach Benson fits the second line very well. Do we get a plus if we put him here? No, not really, and I don't want to move those guys down. Peyton Krebs up to an 83, which is really cool to see him doing so well. He fits the second line. Again, everybody fits that second line, because I guess who doesn't? But Bure, Thompson, Tuck, I think is going to be great. I think Bure, he's medium elite. He's a playmaker. He's going to be dishing to Tage and Tuck, and they're hopefully going to be scoring a ton of goals. Tage, I mean, he's got that ridiculous shooting category. I need to see some more out of him. Defensively here, Pesci fits the first two lines fantastically. And we get a +4 if we put Power and Dahlin together. We get a +1 with Pesci and Uyghur, okay, and then Clifton and Samuelson. I think this is great. This is looking really, really good. And then looking at the goaltending situation, Devin Levi's up to an 85. Holy smokes, let's go. We trusted in him. We didn't go out and get a goalie. We trusted that he would grow. And he certainly has done that. Not many chemistry boosts, right? Jack Quinn not fitting really at all with the team. So it's a bit disappointing. I'd like Vetrano, since he's lefty, to be on the left wing and Quinn to be on the right wing. Peterka, yeah, I think I'm happy. I'm satisfied. I think I'm happy with this. Do we have any way to get a +1 on that third line? No, doesn't look like it. Benson, do we want to play him? No, I think he's too good, too good of a playmaker to really do anything there. We get a +1 if we move Cousins down, but I don't want to move Cousins down. He's an 86. He signed for long-term, medium elite. So there we go. That is the roster. Let's see how season 2 goes. Let's hope it's better. Jumping back in to say Middlestat is terrible. He's awful. His line's another minus again. This is twice in a row now where his line continues to fail to play defense. So he's gone. I'm going to get a second and a third for Casey Middlestat. And Yuri Kulich would need to be called up to the NHL, which I'm certainly not going to complain about. We didn't look at any of the growth in the system. Kulich, yeah, I mean, 79 overall. Sure, come on up. We're good to go now. I'll set up these lines. There's really not much to change. I might just slide Krebs up. Yeah, Krebs can slide up here. He's a -9, so not much better. Jost can play there. And then Kulich, welcome to the NHL. You get your shot there. All right, so he's got a pretty good shot. He's a sniper, so maybe we move Benson down to this line here. And Kulich would get a plus there. Peterka can't play left wing, so we'll do that. We get the +1 there. Jost, Benson, Greenway. Benson would need to see a little bit more out of him, but Bure's already up 1 overall point to an 81, so things are hopefully going to continue to ascend for us. I have one issue here. It's just the power play. I'll take care of that, but yeah, I can't deal with Middlestat anymore. Well, we're halfway through season number 2, and we got worse. I don't know what to say, guys. we have 34. We're so far out of it at this point. We are the second worst team in the entire NHL. I don't know how to explain that this team is the second worst team in the NHL. Maybe our forwards aren't good enough. Maybe our defensemen having a 92, an 89, 87, 86 is just not good enough. This is just it's just so frustrating to see that this is just imploding the way it is. I'm going to set the lines to be whatever the coach thinks they should be. I don't even know at this point. Is Devin Levi? He's not doing well, but he's an 85. Really can't upgrade from that. That's a quality starting goaltender in the league. It's just, I scratch my head and say, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Tage Thompson listed as a power forward, maybe, but he's having a good season finally. We can barely score, and we're allowing 3.5 against per game. The power play's at 21%, which is pretty good. Penalty kill, 82%. Like, it's we're just giving up too many even strength goals against is what it appears to be. So I don't know. We'll catch up with you guys at the deadline, and hopefully I got better news for you. Well, here we are at the deadline, and things have not gotten better. We have moved up above the Lightning with 2 games in hand on the Senators. We are 17 points behind them and 20 points behind the season's over. At the deadline, we might as well just sell off. The team got worse, much worse. I guess Skinner was the glue. Can't forget about the locker room, guys. But as far as expiring contracts, we'll probably sell off Vetrano. Greenway's only an 80. I'll probably see if I can get anything for him. He's listed as a 4th line forward. Yeah, I guess we just kind of sell off and try and regroup. That's the best news I got. I don't really have much. There's really not much to be excited about right now in Saberland. So pretty frustrating to see this team spin its tires so just ineffectively. I don't know what I've done wrong, but clearly something. So let's get into this trade deadline. Absolutely a seller. Just everybody can go. You guys can have whoever you want. Call me, offer me a fair trade. Mackenzie Weegar is on the block. I mean, I guess at 31, 7 years at 6 point. If somebody gives me something good here, I mean, he hasn't really been phenomenal since we brought him in. He's been all right. I don't think he's the problem, but I mean, it's $6 million a year. I'd like to see a little bit better performance. A medium elite, excuse me, from the what? A third in Simoneau, 72 medium elite Tarek Parajak. I mean, I'll take the medium elite Simoneau. I wish I didn't have to. You know what? Let's see if we can get somebody else for Weegar. Do they want to give me Yuri Slavkovsky for Weegar? I would do that. He needs an extension. I don't know if they have signed him to an extension yet. Let's double check if they have or have not and what they signed him to. They signed him to a 3-year, $4.6 million deal. That kind of fits perfectly with what we're trying to do here. Trade rejected is too far off. Well, do I have news for you, Montreal? I have 3rd round picks. You love 3rd round picks, don't you? Go ahead, take the Flyers 3rd round pick and Weegar for Slavkovsky. Its value's a bit low. Oh, okay. Now we're cooking. We're getting somewhere. I will throw in the Nashville Predators 7th. Trade accepted. Yuri Slavkovsky, welcome to the Buffalo Sabres. Oh boy. All right. The old guys can go. Vetrano, I need to see what people would give me for you. All right, I get a 2nd, a 6th. Oh, wow. Okay, Nyback. I could get the 2nd, though. I like the idea of a 2nd. There's Artem Zub. A 2nd and a 3rd. There's Vizon and Carson Lambos. I kind of like the idea of Carson Lambos. Everybody loves a Lambo. Here we go. A 4th and Lambos. Do we have like an we don't really have many up-and-coming young defensemen. He's 70. He's not good. Minnesota, though. What do you want? We can work out a deal. I know we can. Oliver Shillington, 3.75 for the next 3 years. I'll gladly take that off your hands. Isn't sufficient at all. Well, I have got a 3rd round pick for you with your name on it, Minnesota. I got plenty of those. Actually, here, you can take these 2 4ths and Vetrano for Shillington. Trade accepted. Okay, so maybe I overpaid a little bit, but they're 4ths. I'm not going to use those. So we got Shillington now on the blue line to replace Weegar. So we just had too much talent. I think that was the problem. Shillington, Samuelson, Clifton, Dahlin, Power, Pesci. Forward core-wise, Cousins is not developing the way I would have hoped he would develop. He hasn't really grown at all. Listed as a 2-way forward, does fit the first line. Alex Tuck is signed for 2 more years at 4.75 for an 86 overall power forward. He fits the 2nd line. I may flip-flop him and Cousins after this. Burray's up to an 85 already. Holy smokes. Okay. So maybe the first line will be Thompson, Cousins, Bure. 2nd line of Krebs, Quinn, Tuck. I actually don't hate that. I really don't hate that, to be honest. Krebs being the 2nd line center is not the timeline I expected to be in, but it's the one we are in. And that's what matters. As far as draft picks are concerned, I don't want to give up my first. I really don't. We still have 1st, 2 seconds, and a 3rd. I doubt we'll be low enough to, I mean, we might be low enough to end up being close to a lottery pick. Pesci here, I really like Pesci at 86. He's only a -2. He's a defensive defenseman. We don't have many of those, right? We got Power and Dahlin who are not. His offensive awareness is awfully low, but I'm pretty happy to have him here. I think he's worth the contract just for what he can do. It's not going to show up on the stat sheet, but let's see. He's only got 30 penalty minutes too. That's not bad. Giveaway to takeaway ratio is not the best, but hits and blocks, we don't really have players that do that on the team, so I'm fine with this. As far as age, nobody else is really that old. Greenway, where do you want to go, buddy? Do you want to go to Colorado for a 7th? I can get Greaves, Markkanen. Wow, they got a lot of Greaves or Markkanen. I wonder if there's a goaltender in our future. Greaves or Markkanen. All right, goalies. What do you got? Greaves over Markkanen any day. So I'll take a 77 medium starter potential, and we'd have to call up Akil Thomas. That's why we signed him. I knew this was going to happen. Oh man, it hurts. The pain. Anyway, I honestly like the team as is. I don't feel like I need to go out and make any. Well, I guess trading away Mackenzie Weegar was kind of a drastic move. But hey, Petty Kane's back on the block. We're gonna go to the end here and see if there's any young up and coming talent that I can go out and acquire. Anybody with some young medium elite. I mean, I got Slavkovsky, which is crazy to me to say. Marko Vannanen, who was a 75 medium elite defenseman from the Oilers. Oilers, what do you want? You want Pesce, a third, and a third. I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to decline that trade. Can I please get... Oh, I got to go all the way back. Fleury's on the block. We can go get him back. Wow, so a lot of similar names on the block, although I guess it is kind of that time of their careers where they sign one-year deals. The game doesn't want to give them long contracts. All right. What do we got? Do we have any medium elite? Caswell, 70 overall at 19. Caswell, I doubt he's going to be developing anything. Yo, you're crazy if you think you're going to get those guys. But anyway, we're going to turn it over to the young core. Hopefully, we're just going to leave the deadline. We're fine. Not really much that I could do. We're pretty far out of the playoffs. Like I said, 17 points. Now all that we want to see is some really, really good development from guys like Bure, Kulich, Krebs, Quinn, Peterka, all those guys. We want to see the growth there. We lose to the Ottawa Senators too, who I think now are going to be 19 points ahead of us. We now have Yuri Slavkovsky too, which is I wasn't expecting to be saying that, but here we go. He gets a +3 up on that first line. He's a left winger. Cousins can play. I mean, I guess we could do something like this, but I don't want Slavkovsky on the third line. I think I just kind of want to keep Krebs as the third line center with Benson. The bottom six is getting crushed. Oh my God. Hey, Kulich though, up to an 80. Things we like to see. We got a +1 on the second line too, but Bure, Thompson, Slavkovsky. I mean, I guess we could move Jack Quinn up there too, but Cousins is medium elite. I think he's listed as a second line forward, but he needs to be up there for sure. Can any of these guys take faceoffs? Tuck can take faceoffs. There you go. Nope. Slavkovsky center is the timeline that we're gonna get. Okay. I think this will be fine. And then defensively, we've got Pesce, Dahlin, Power, Clifton. We're gonna put Dahlin and Power together. Pesce and Clifton. We're gonna move Shillington up to get a +3. He fits there. And yeah, this is actually, I think Shillington Pesce might be a good pairing. And then obviously you guys know the goalies. It's gonna be Levi and Nedeljkovic. Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping Slavkovsky grows. He's only 2083 listed as a third. We got a lot of power forwards. That's what I'm starting to realize here. But so far, so good, I guess, as far as roster construction. So far, so good is not probably the phrase that I wanted to use there. But let's get to the end of the season, get this woeful year number 2 behind us, start to get some youth on the roster, and hopefully turn a corner here very soon. Listen, I don't even care if we win enough to get us out of the doldrums of the Atlantic here. It doesn't look like it's about to happen. Oh my God, how are we going to have a worse season than last year? I really thought that I improved the team quite a bit from year 1 to 2. Okay. I mean, 3-2 overtime loss. I mean, it's just, I don't know what it is. It's the Lightning have fired their head coach. I might think about doing the same, but we get the pluses, right? And there we go. We win just enough games to make sure that probably the Predators finish. Yep. Probably the Predators are going to pass us. We're not even that bad. Wow. No team was under 82 points in the Metro. That's crazy. Not what I expected, but I did expect Tage Thompson to score 40 goals at some point in this rebuild. So taking a look at the entire league, where did we end up? What place? All right. So yeah, Nashville did end up passing up. If Nashville wins the lottery, I might cry. No, but San Jose continues to be at the bottom here. Tampa Bay down there too is not something I expected to see. But as far as points are concerned, Dahlin now with 62. That's what we like to see. Slavkovsky was a +17. Seriously? He had 8 points in 20 games. It was a +1 when he got here. Things might be turning around. Tage Thompson was a +13. Tuck was a +2. Quinn, Cousins, those guys, I mean, nobody's putting up points, right? Tuck, power forward, not putting up points. Jack Quinn, sniper, not really scoring goals. Dylan Cousins, two-way forward, not really doing anything for us, right? They're just not seeing. Paterka was a -26. Krebs was a -23. Benson was a -30. Holy I think I figured out our problem. It's the third line. Defensively, Samuelsson and Clifton were not good. I thought that was going to be a good tandem, but I think Samuelsson, I got to get rid of him. 4.28 million. It's just not good enough. And then goaltending wise, Levi, I'm not going to blame him. He did develop an X factor. I don't know if you guys saw that, but he did develop one, which is nice to see. But yeah, that is the end of year number 2. Let's get ready to jump into the offseason. So we're here in the offseason draft lottery. Nashville gets the first 2 picks in the draft. Thank you, Tampa Bay. They jump from 2 to 1. Nashville jumps from 6 to 2 then with their own pick, and San Jose slides from 1 to 3. We're still at 8. Probably not going to have too much going on in this offseason, at least for the draft. I do think, things have changed. Different hat, different day. A few weeks later, actually, needed to take a break, was not having fun with that, but we're back. We're going to see if we can get the Sabres here in season number 3 to win the Cup, because I know I said 5 at the beginning of this episode, but we're going to change it to 3, because 5 is not rapid whatsoever. I think that's a very, very standard rebuild, so we're going to try and do it even rapido, from the 5 seasons I said earlier. We'll do 3. I don't really care who's retired, let's be honest, but I do think I am going to fire the coach. That's the first thing I want to do. And, I was looking back on the roster in the recording. I don't think we're as good as I thought we were, but I don't think we're as bad as we've simmed. So somewhere in the middle, we got to go all in. We'll do some of that stuff right now. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I tried to offer out Samuelsson. I know I was dunking on him on the end of the last episode. I don't think it's really his fault. I think he's a perfectly capable bottom pairing defenseman, but a bottom pairing defenseman at over 4.25, it's crazy, over 4 million. Plus this first round pick, this is the last year. It's probably not going to be much help, really. We're not going to get anybody of immediate impact. Seattle really wants these 2. They have a good enough of value that I could probably go after and get Shane Wright, who, might I add, has multiple X factors and looks like he would fit, based on Braden Granato's scheme, forward line 1, which means he would fit with Alex Tuck and Tage Thompson, Bure a little bit, right? So we'll go ahead, and I'm going to offer this trade. I don't think it's going to go through. It's not quite there yet, but we're close. Close enough where I think I can, offer next year's second. Screw it. It's somewhat realistic there. Value isn't what it needs to be at all. Interesting. I'll screw it. Give up another 2 seconds, a first, and Samuelsson for Shane Wright. Wow, that is a lot, but they really like him. I'll give up all my seconds for Shane Wright. Trade accepted. It's a done deal. So Shane Wright is now a Buffalo Sabre, and it really does bolster the forward core. Taking a look at the forwards here. I'm just sorting by overall. I was like, why is this team not good enough? And it's just because we don't have that high-end talent. So we shed $4 million right there. We're going to have about $20 million in cap space heading into next season with really no key contributors needing a contract. So we can go out and get somebody massive in free agency if we wanted to. But that is the trade at the draft here. Shane Wright, welcome to the Buffalo Sabres. That's crazy. Another early first-round pick. So poking around a bit more with the trading aspect, we're going to go ahead and replace Mattias Samuelsson with the 6th defenseman here, with Joel Edmondson. I wanted to look at the trade, and it's perfect. It's exactly what I would give up or be willing to give up right now. Joel Edmondson here, he's an 82. Yes, he's a defensive defenseman, but that means he's going to fit all of our defensive pairings. He's got 2 more years left at just under $2.5 million. As an 82 overall, he kind of fits better than what Samuelsson did. Now, Samuelsson much younger. Still more room to grow for him, but I think Joel Edmondson has been good, or it looks good on paper, I should say. Maybe with the right team, he could shine, but he does hit block shots. Don't like the giveaway to takeaway ratio, but, we'll see. He can easily be replaced too. At just 2.4, we can easily move on from him as well. It's going to take 2/3. It's exactly, I think, what we need. Another guy, just more value, right? It's better value for where he's going to play, right? Look at the current defenseman on the roster. It's Dahlin and Power. We know they're going to carry. Pesci's here as a defensive defenseman to pair along with Shillington and Clifton. We could even get rid of one of these 2 guys. Clifton's only going to have a year left, and in free agency, if we decide that somebody else is out there that we want, and we don't, we'll have the cap space for all these guys, right? So I think we got Shane Wright and Edmondson for, Matthias Samuelsson. I think it's a pretty decent deal. Shed some cap, 2/3. All right, I'll do it. Really nobody of note to re-sign. Tyson Jost was the only guy that we could have re-signed, but he wanted $2.3 million, and I wasn't ready to give it to him, especially in an all-in type season. And in an all-in type season, the guy at the top of the list here is Patty Kane, 90 overall sniper. Obviously, I don't think he's going to fit our scheme, but holy cow, that puck skills, the offensive awareness, the defensive category is absurdly high, and the physical category is what you'd expect it to be. But he fit forward line 2 according to this, and with all those X-Factor abilities, I think it's a no-brainer to bring Patty Kane to Buffalo on a 1-year deal at $10 million, which would still leave us about $7 million, in $7.5 million. So if he does decide to accept this, if not, whatever. He's 36, so the one thing I worry about is potential decline as the season goes on. But wow, there's some really good players out here. Is Keandre Miller? He's an RFA. Yeah, and I don't believe we have the assets to go get him. We've got Chikrin right here, who's got an X Factor, and he's only $5.8 million. So I definitely think that this is a deal I would like to do. I will give him 6.4 over 6 years, and I think that'll be our defender that we sign. He's a two-way defender, I believe, and there's no reason to see why why this isn't an upgrade based on what we have. Him and Pesci can play together, and we'll have a really ridiculous core. Now we have so much young talent. That's the thing that bothers me. Like, I'd love to do a Sabres like long sim series, because the Sabres, there's so much talent here and there's so much that you could do, but we just don't have enough time in this rapid rebuild to let all these guys grow and develop, which is a bit of a bummer, right? I had to say goodbye to Savoy early. Benson isn't going to quite hit his full potential here in this one episode, right? But yeah, we got to go after some of these agent guys, which is a bit weird. It's different, but hopefully this is the season that we do end up turning it around. If not, oh well, I guess we chalk this one up to an L. But hopefully the next team that we do gives us a little bit better results. Brief update, guys. We have a brand new head coach, and we did it without firing our old head coach. Our old head coach was just demoted to associate coach because we had an opening on the roster, and I decided that it would be fine to keep an A- and an A. We're just going to have a really high staff ability. Speaking of high ability, here is Jamie Benn, who we don't know where he fits with Granato's scheme, but it's quite similar to our new coach Malden's scheme. Nathan Danner here is definitely going to be potential trade bait, right? I want to see how the lines look and really get a sense of what else we need, as we potentially have a signing to announce. Yes, we do. It's Jacob Chikrin, and we have Patrick Kane. So he is coming to Buffalo. I know he just signed with Detroit in real life today, actually. But Patrick Kane is in Buffalo. Our head coach is now balanced in not a defensive scheme. So I think the defensive scheme might have been limiting what Tage Thompson and all our offensive forwards could do. I think that was probably part of the reason why we didn't simulate well. I was making a very offensive team, and we had a defensive style. So that's probably why those two weren't gelling. But that is that. We have a roster ready to go for next season. Let's take a look at the lines and jump into some simulation. So here we are, guys, and the lines are looking pretty darn good. I definitely think it looks a little bit better than what we've had in the past, because now we have Shane Wright at center on second line. Cousins is third line center. Tuck is now on the second line. Patty Kane did drop off a little bit more than I would have hoped to see. A lot of that did come from his physical category getting a little bit worse. I think he did get a little bit worse, just like 1 or 2 points in his important categories like defensive awareness, offensive awareness, passing, puck control, shooting accuracy. But none of that to say that the X factors in the +5 won't boost him. And then Bure continues to grow. He's going to be a dominant playmaker with the Tage Thompson power forward with the Patrick Kane sniper. It's gorgeous. Then we got Jack Quinn, the sniper, with the two-way forward and Shane Wright, with the power forward and Alex Tuck getting a +2. The third line of Yuri Slavkovsky, the power forward with the two-way forward and Cousins, and a playmaker there in Krebs. I did try and move everybody around, see where the best bet would be. But to get a +2 on this second line, I think was really, really good. And then Peterka, Benson, Thomas is just kind of a stupidly good third line or fourth line. I mean, Peterka 83, Benson 84, Akil Thomas 80. I mean, if I really wanted to stack the top line with just pure talent, I could move Tuck up there, or I could just move Shane Wright up there. That could be another thing we could do, right? Can either of these guys take faceoffs? Bure actually can take faceoffs moderately well. We still get a +1 if we move some of these guys around. Peyton Krebs gets that at 2. If we keep Krebs down there, Cousins at center. I mean, we could do something like this too. Shane Wright with Thompson and Kane, and then Bure with Cousins and I actually kind of like this better now that I'm monkeying with it. Krebs there on that third line. We'll get the +1 because I think I'd rather see Benson. I think Benson's got the higher ceiling of chance of growing throughout the season. So we go with Wright with Thompson and Kane, and then Bure with Cousins and Tuck. Bure last season was okay, right? 46 points. He was even. I'm expecting to see ourselves put up a lot more points. He had 20 minutes of time on ice too, so maybe as a second line forward, and we have the 3 first line forwards all listed here. Second line, second line, second line, and then second line, third line, third line, third line, third line, fourth line. Okay, right? Then the defense, which I'm sure you guys are curious about, is still Dahlin Power. Dahlin doesn't fit, but because the X factors, he's still getting a +4 with Power. Chychrun and Pesce, I'm really excited about that middle pairing. And then Edmondson and Clifton. Shillington here is scratched just because he doesn't really fit the scheme here unless he's on the second pairing, and I don't want to do that. So is Yuri Kulik. A good sniper. I mean, his shooting category is great, but that defensive category is just not good. And then in net, we've got Devin Levi backed up by Jet Greaves, who did grow to be an overall point better than Nedeljkovic. So I'm really excited to see what the simulation does for us. I'll catch up with you guys after a little bit here, and we see what we simulate. Hey, look, Rochester doesn't look too bad. So it turns out a couple week break from this save game has not saved me from the inevitability of the Sabres sucking. I really don't know what to say at this point anymore, guys. I really feel like we have a good enough roster to do it. Maybe we got unlucky with Tage Thompson's chemistry. Maybe I'm overlooking some weaknesses on the roster. Maybe I need more high-end talent. I'm just going to go with head coach preferred lines. That's kind of my last resort here. I'm going to see what the coach wants to do. They're going to play Clifton, who was a -10 through 16 games and no points. Joel Edmondson ended up being a +4 after I got him away from Clifton. Shillington's a +9, so I'm wondering, do I maybe want to bench Clifton? Do I want to overwrite the coach? I think I'm going to let the coach do his thing. But we got to do something, and we got to do it fast, because we're 3 points out of the playoffs. We've yet to make the playoffs right now in this entire save. And I'm just trying to figure it out here. Hopefully the head coach knows better than I do. So it turns out the coach does know better than I do. We are now at 77 points through 60 games. I believe we were at 22 through 20. So we have, in the last 40 games, gotten 55 points, which I think is pretty good out of a possible 80, getting almost 2/3. I mean, that's where I feel like this team should be. I don't think we're as good as the Maple Leafs. I mean, they're at 89, but being, 4 points behind the Rangers, 2 points behind the Oilers, and tied with the Avalanche means, we're at like a top 5-ish team in the league, and this is where I feel like we should have been all along. But now, it comes in the final season of this rebuild, where it's do or die time. And speaking of do or die, it's the trade deadline. I want to take a look at some of the players' stats and see who's performing and who's not, but the team as a whole is gelling. Patty Kane is dropping off, which is not what I want to see. But he's getting a lot of points. The second line of Tuck, Slavkovsky, and Wright is just nasty. Krebs, Cousins, Quinn is a bad line, but then Akil Thomas is also nasty. So, Jack Quinn is a -7. He's really not doing it for us. It's that defensive category being so poor. Does anybody else have a better defensive category? I think both Peterka and Benson do. I'm still trusting the coach, right? Like, I'm gonna just head coach preferred lines it again, and he's gonna rock with this. Defensively, he's gonna put Clifton back in, who I did take out. He was a -1. Shillington was still doing well, and Edmondson is a perfect partner for Shillington. I mean, the middle pairing's been fine, and the top pairing's been fine. And then in goal, I really don't see us getting an upgrade. Devin Levi with almost a 2.5 goal against average is fantastic. Jet Greaves as a backup also doing very well. Let's take a look at individual stats, just see who's got, like, the goals and the points. And, well, Shane Wright leads the team in points with 55, which is not what you want to see, especially when you have Tage Thompson and Patty Kane. Tage Thompson is he never going to hit the highs that he does in real life in this save game, is he? Because this is season number 3. He hit 73, 83 last year. He's back on pace for the 70-ish points. Don't know what it is about him with his 97 offensive awareness. The shot is great. Not sure what it is. He's a 92. But honestly, it's kind of disappointing to see. As far as plus minuses, we saw the bad plus minuses. It's Clifton. Quinn is not doing well, but he's got 32 points, right? He's got 11 power play points, so I don't want to get rid of him because the power play, I guess, is working. Let's take a look at that, see if that claim is true. You guys can see here, 64% of our point percentage to Toronto's 70. They're really good. As far as goals for per game, we're not scoring a ton, which is weird, but our defense is absolutely insane, right? It equals the Leafs, but we just need to be scoring more. The power play at 19% is average, and then the penalty kill at 88%, so we are basically a defensive team. I guess I can see that, considering I tried to build us for a defensive coach. Our associate coach is also defensively minded. I don't think I'm going to do anything at the trade deadline. I think we're just going to skip right past it and get into the final bit of the season here. All right, I know I said I was going to skip right past the trade deadline, but I jumped in and I figured I got to do my due diligence, and here we got a trade for Boone Jenner. Some of you may be questioning it, but we got Danner, a first and a second. Boone Jenner's an 87 with a bunch of good X factors, a fantastic defensive forward, and I think he would be an upgrade on that third line. He's got an ability to win faceoffs. He's putting up points, 48 points in 60. I mean, he's outproducing Tage Thompson in less ice time. And he's got, throws his body around and wins faceoffs. I think this is the kind of trade that we should do. Not too much to deliberate on, and he's going to think Columbus came out on top. That's fine. But I feel like that's definitely a trade that I liked. I like it. I'm glad we made that trade. I don't know anybody else out here that we would want to go after that would be an upgrade, especially with our cap situation. There's Scott Lawton here, would take a first. Yeah, see, I don't want to give up anybody that's performing well and some of the important pieces when I do the fine trade here. So I think that's the trade we're making. We pretty much gave up any kind of asset with value that we had remaining, and I kind of want to look for the guys with the X factors, right? Those guys that can still drag our chemistry up if we need to, like Yanni Gord here at $6 million a year. How much cap space do we have? It's going to be Shillington, a third, and DeLuca. Probably make something work, but not feeling like it. So we're just going to go ahead, get out of the trade deadline, edit the lines, and welcome Boone Jenner to Buffalo. All right, so you guys know I'm trusting the coach here. He's decided to put Boone Jenner at second line center, bumping Shane Wright down with Krebs and Cousins. So Slavkovsky, Jenner, Tuck now. Hopefully Shane Wright is gonna be fine. I mean, he's listed as a first. He's so stinking good. We'll see how this ends up for us here. I am still gonna override the coach here. Joel Edmondson is going to play over Clifton. It's pretty much a guarantee at this point. But they did decide to scratch Akil Thomas, which makes sense, being the only guy who's lower than 83 overall on the forward core. Guys, we don't have the star power per se, but we definitely have depth. So let's get down to the end of the season here, see if Boone Jenner is going to be what we need to make that final push and clinch a playoff spot. Please tell me we're going to do it. We've got so who's around us? The Montreal Canadiens, the Panthers, the Senators are at the bottom. So this Panthers game is very, very important. Let's go up to this Panthers game. Against the Rangers, we're going to get a point loss in a shootout. We lose 2 straight. If we I was going to say, okay, I'm putting Shane Wright back on the second line. I'm flip-flopping him and Boone Jenner. No offense to Boone Jenner or the head coach. It was working too darn well. We're going to do that. Yeah, we're just going to, that second line was dominant, right? So we're going to hope that is what catches fire again here. I brought Boone Jenner in to be the third line center anyway. Against Washington, we are going to lose 3-1. Boston, we beat them in a shootout. We've dropped 3 out of a possible 4 points against the Ottawa Senators, who are at the bottom of the division. Actually, no, they've climbed their way out of it, but we back-to-back wins. We're still looking okay. This game, oh my God, this game against Montreal, these last few games are going to be super impactful. Against Florida, a big regulation win. Okay, there's a bunch of wins in a row. Against Washington, there we go. There's another one. Boston, wow, a point streak. I was going to say it's been crazy, but a point streak of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 game point streak right now in a playoff push, and we have clinched a playoff spot, and we're only 5 points behind the Leafs with a game against them at the end of the season. I don't think we're going to catch them. 5 points in 4 games is quite a bit, but hey, well, you never know what can happen. Against Montreal, we beat them. Against Detroit, we beat them. We come into this game, oh, I was going to say with a chance, but we don't. We have 108 points now. Second best in the league, only to Toronto. We can get 110, but we cannot surpass them. 82 games in the books. We finish it out with a win on a 16-game point streak. And things are rolling right now. That's all I have to say. Patty Kane leads the Buffalo Sabres in scoring. That is wild to see. Shane Wright, second in scoring on the team. Patty Kane down to an 87. Actually, up to an 87, I want to say. He was an 88, down to an 87. I think he's good where he's at. Shane Wright with 72 points. Tuck on the second line with 68. Thompson on the first line with 66, plus 18, though. Boone Jenner with 62 points. I said he was going to outpace Tage Thompson. He almost did with 14 points in 22 games there down the stretch. Marcus Bure, did he grow at all during the season? Doesn't look like it, but he's still pretty darn good. Slavkovsky, dominant, best plus minus of the forwards. Looking at the rest of the guys, Akil Thomas was a plus 15, and the coach decided to scratch him, but hey, we got an upgrade there, and Boone Jenner, very happy with that. Jack Quinn, the only minus player of the forward core, Peterka with the fewest amount of points, but he did have double-digit goals. On the blue line, we've got Dahlin and Power both with 50 points. Chikrin and Shillington in the 20s, and then Pesci and Edmondson in the teens and 12s. Edmondson, though, plus 25 with Shillington. They are a -1, but they are a good pairing. You can see Clifton here, no points, -11 through 30. I'm glad I scratched him. And then Devin Levi with a 915 and 264. So I will absolutely take that. Where does that rank across the entire league? 109 points. Yeah, we didn't have anybody close to here. Do we have any goal scorers? I don't think we had any goal scorers. There's Jeff Skinner, still in Anaheim. Feel bad for him because he had to take the brunt of the blame. We cleared up cap space. We would never have had this team if we had Jeff Skinner. Bit of a bummer, but plus-minus wise, the best plus-minus, hey, we're up there, right? Slavkovsky at 34. Yeah, love to see that. I'm going to take a look at goaltenders because I just want to see Devin Levi with the best or the most wins. We're going to go to 40 games played or more. Demko with a 919 and a 264. Devin Levi with a 915 and a 264. Marc-Andre Fleury with a 255. That is crazy. I still think it's Demko's. He had 36 wins, but Levi did get 40 wins in his 65 games, so 7 shutouts as well. So fantastic season from Levi. And now we're going to get to do the thing that I've been waiting to do this entire video for weeks. I've been waiting to say this. We are in the playoffs against the Florida Panthers. The Florida Panthers, what do they have to throw at us? They're a good team. They're solid, right? Their simulation told me that anyway. Their first line, oh my God, they've got 5 skaters here that are just scary. Kachuk and Barkov, 96, 94, 2 franchise players. Sam Reinhart continuing to be a great player along with Carter Verhaeghe. And then Anton Lundell growing into another elite talent. The rest of their team is just okay. Jordan Greenwhite makes his return to Buffalo here. So does Evan Rodriguez. So does Sam Reinhart. So a lot of returns. Brendan Lemieux, draft pick of the Buffalo Sabres in the second round. Never played for them, but was a draft pick. So defensively, they look all right? Ekblad's great, but we have Dahlin and Power who are both that good. Forsling and Larson is equal to our second pairing, and then Gustafsson, Ekman Larson, and McNabb, I think, are a little bit worse than what we've got on the third pairing, so I'd give us the edge on defense. I think we have a lot deeper forward core. In net, though, they have Spencer Knight. We have Devin Levi. This could be where the deciding factor lies, is in Spencer Knight there. So I do get to jump into one game every postseason series. Third period. I get to jump into the third period. So, let's go ahead. It's the last part of the video here, guys. Season number 3. First time we've been in the playoffs. I was going to quick sim it, but we're going to slow sim it here. Let's get into it. First period, down 1-0 is Larson scoring on Levi. We dominated in shots, though. Second period, there they go. We finally break through. Shillington scores the first goal, followed by Alex Tuck. And in the third period, nobody scores, and that's good for us because it's a 2-1 win. So that is beautiful to see right there. A solid 2-1 win on home ice. Would like to see the offense roll a bit more, but happy to see the defense get it done and to see our team just come out with the win. I'm okay with scoring more goals than the opponent. That is fine. It could be 1 goal. It could be 8 goals. Don't really care. First period, nobody scoring again. In the second period, we score 4. Bure scores his first playoff goal. Sam Reinhart, revenge game. Dahlin, Kane, and Cousins, though, answer right back. And in the third period, Florida puts up 1 on the power play with Ekblad, but it is not enough. And the Buffalo Sabres, your Buffalo Sabres, are up 2-0 in the series, winning both games on home ice. There we go. That's what we like to see. All right. Game 3 against the Florida Panthers, heading down to Miami. We are going to be faced with an uphill battle. Slavkovsky scoring here. Lundell, Rodriguez, and Lundell again. So Lundell touted him as an up-and-comer. He has arrived here in Game 3. Second period, Florida takes another goal lead. And in the third period, we don't score at all. So only one goal there on the road. Not what you like to see. 4-1 loss there. Game number 4, I would like to say maybe I could jump into this one. We'll see how it looks. Going up 3-1 and trusting the sim to just give us one more. I feel like it's better than 2-2 and not letting it slip away. So we may be jumping into this one, depending on how the game looks. First period, we're up 1-0. Shillington was on the shorthanded goal. Second period, 2-1. Thompson scoring and Barkov scoring. We're up 2-1. I'm going to jump in. We're going to close this one out. Go up 3-1 in the series, hopefully. And then trust that the AI on home ice, 2 out of 3, will close it out for us. We just need one win in the AI. I mean, it's been a close series. We just can't let this game slip away, right? Going up 3-1, I can trust the simulation to potentially give us just one win out of those 3, right? I don't know if I can say the same thing about if it's 2-2 and we let this one slip away. So Thompson there on the hit. Reinhart goes to clear it back. Dahlin now up to Bure. I wanted to go to actually Patty Kane. Forsling now with the puck. He's going to skate around. It's okay. We are just going to back off and let him out of the zone where he got the trap going. As Thompson gets the puck off of Kachuk. He's in. He's going to go to Bure. Bure gets it through somehow to Patty Kane. Not intentionally. Just not going to lie. Tage Thompson. We've got the puck now. Can we go to the point? Power. Over to Dahlin. Dahlin is going to avoid the hit. Dahlin. Shoot low. Thompson's there. Can't get the rebound. And they are going to clear it. Sam Reinhart now getting it out of the zone. We need quick shifts. Quick shifts. Dahlin, go over there to Tuck. I need you to keep going to the side there, buddy. Not quite where I need you to be. Slavkovsky now, though, with the puck. I got to learn these numbers. Slavkovsky, number 20. We're just going to kind of get in the zone and set up here at the point to Power. We'll go back to Slavkovsky. We've got the point man of Power open again. Slavkovsky, can we step to the middle and shoot? That shooting lane closed quickly. I saw that little lane there. It did disappear. Verhaeghe, though, gets around my hip check. I shouldn't be going for those kinds of checks. Dahlin gets it into the corner. Beautiful. Alex Tuck, we're flying the zone. We're going to get a puck deep, and we're just going to go to work. Right, go to work. Just kind of kill his clock off. 10:40 to go. We'll go down and around to Shane Wright. Shane Wright now with the puck. Shane Wright, can we keep the cycle going? We'll go over to Power. Power, back to Shane Wright. Shane Wright shoots. Tuck gets out of the way. He's not able to deflect it. We've got Larson now coming back with the puck. Larson, there we go. Slavkovsky gets that thing to the corner. Samsonkevich is going to get knocked off the puck. Lundell tries a weak backhander on there. Dahlin nudges him off the puck. Power now. We'll get that thing over to Cousins. Cousins up to Boone Jenner. Boone Jenner skates across. Boone Jenner. Can we get that thing low? Oh, he dives for the pass. I don't know why. And Lundell, I went for the hit again. I can't be doing that. But a good play there from Pesci. Good defensive stick. Gustafsson now to Larson. The puck is shot wide. Chikrin picks it up. We find Krebs. We go back to Chikrin, up to Pesci, up to Cousins. And we're into the offensive zone. Cousins now is going to circle around. His man is on him tight. We're going to go down and around there to Boone Jenner. Back down low to Dylan Cousins. Dylan Cousins circling out. We shoot, and that one gets in under the blocker of Spencer Knight. And Dylan Cousins rifles it home. And your Buffalo Sabres have a 2-goal lead, a huge insurance marker, the second goal of this playoffs. We kind of just popped out there and took the shot. We had that possession. It wasn't full pressure, but we had that possession going. Tage Thompson now on the faceoff for us. Is going to lose the faceoff via push. Luotsarainen gets into the zone. Bure can't knock it off of him. Luotsarainen does get nudged there by Chikrin, who gets it up to Thompson. Thompson, oop, I saw that guy cover the pass to Patty Kane. The moves there. Tage Thompson, you're not going to nudge him off the puck that easily. But then I lose the puck trying to overstick handle. We just need to be simple here. We're up by 2 in a must-win. I can't say it's a must-win game, right? Like, it's not really must-win. We lose this game. Things still exist. There we go. The puck is loose. Empty net for Florida. Not going to make it there. We're on the forecheck. A huge hit from Tage Thompson on Lemieux. Kachuk skates through the zone. Chikrin's there. Reinhart takes the low shot. They get it through with Lemieux. He takes another shot. Reinhart now finds Kachuk. Kachuk's shot is deflected wide. Ekblad gets it out. Bure. Patty Kane is going to take a penalty for elbowing, but with 11 seconds left, this is pretty much all she wrote here. Peterka and Cousins out there. A 6-on-4. Kachuk, Reinhart, Verhaeghe for them. Ekblad, and I don't know who else is at the point there, but Cousins is going to lose it. Dahlin blocks the shot. with 7 seconds to go. Cousins blocks the shot. Tkachuk now can't get it. Reinhardt, they can't face the net. Cousins shoots it, but we can't get rid of it, but that doesn't matter. It is the end of the game. We are up 3-1 in the series. A goal from Dylan Cousins. We were just trying to work that period, right? We were already up in the game. Didn't need to do too much more than just close it out. Speaking of close it out, I would love to see us close out this series here on home ice. Reminder, I can no longer jump in, but going up 3-1, that's huge, because now if the sim goes our way, it goes our way. First period, we're down by 1. Pitlick, I believe their fourth line center, scoring on Levi. Second period, 2-0, Ekblad scoring on Levi. And in the third period, they score 2 more. Tage Thompson cut it to 1 after the Verhaeghe shorty. Adam Larson has the empty netter in a 3-goal victory for Florida. So, again, that's why I jump in when I do. We're up 3-1. It's now 3-2. 2 more chances for our team to bounce back. We are a good team, so I can trust us in the sim. First period, 1-1. Tage Thompson starting to score, starting to get hot. Samoskevich is scoring a goal for Florida. In the second period, it's 3-2. Lundell on the power play, answered by Thompson's power play marker, and Alex Tuck gets us the 3-2 lead going into a very crucial third period, where we do come out on top as Chychrun scores to make it 4-2. Ekblad makes it 4-3 in a nervy last 10 minutes. But we are going to close this series out in 6. On the road, I want to say that, yeah, that was on the road. It was 3-2 in the series, so we win the series 4-2. Tage Thompson with 8 points, 4 goals. You love to see it. And Toronto is up next in the postseason. Round 2, kind of figured this one was coming. We were the second best team in the league. They were the best team in the league, so we have to face them in round number 2. And their first line is just absolutely disgusting. I do think I'd give us the edge in depth. Second, third, fourth lines I give to us, but that first line, guys, William Nylander, who's having a great season, Austin Matthews, and Mitch Marner, it's just gross. Like I said, still give us the advantage in the rest of the 9 skaters. Defensively, I give us a major advantage. They've surprisingly done well here with Dumba and Liljegren and McCabe and Klingberg all being in the mid-80s, but Power and Dahlin are both better than Morgan Riley. Pesce and Chychrun are both better than McCabe and Dumba. And then I know they got Liljegren, but, I still think that they may have a bit more. I don't know. I'm going to give us the advantage here, too. I think we have that little bit more in the defensive category. And then in goal, they have Fleury and Annunen. Fleury didn't exactly, they went to 7? Did they go to 7 in their last series? Are you serious? Wow, okay, so Fleury might not be. There's the weak link. That's what I said in the last one, right? That we had Levi, they had Spencer Knight, and Spencer Knight was better than Levi. Levi is by far better. Oh my God, they went to 7 against Boston. The memes. But Levi is far better. Far, far better. He's got an X factor too, over Marc-Andre Fleury. So can't say too much because that first line is capable of scoring on any goalie. But I think our depth and just waves of rolling through talented players. I don't know. I feel like this could be an exciting series. I don't know which way to go. I'm going to lean our way just because of depth. First period, it's 2-2. Tage Thompson scoring, Austin Matthews, but then we get Jack Quinn. They get John Tavares. Second period, it's 4-2. Matthews and Yarncrook. And in the third period, we score 1 with Pesce, but they score with Klingberg. It is 5-3 Toronto. That is your final. And yeah, Austin Matthews in that top line. Yikes. I'm a little bit worried about that. Patty Kane, not the greatest defender. Marcus Bure, I believe, is also on that top line. So, our top line is not built to go toe-to-toe with 91, 94, 95. We'll see here, though. It's just one game. Can't read too much into it. Game 2, first period. We're down 3-0. Oh, boy. Robertson, Nylander, and McCabe on Levi. Second period, it is 5-2. Patty Kane scoring and Slavkovsky scoring. And in the third period, they had one more with Austin Matt. That top line, guys, is just crushing us right now. And what I think I may need to do is just move all of our, just as much talent as I can get on that top line. I think I need to move there. Like Shane Wright, he's been -4. He's been quiet. Alex Tuck, -4 as well. Patty Kane's a +2, but maybe I'll leave Patty Kane up there just for scoring. Boone Jenner up for Bure. We'll move Bure down here with Krebs. I'll put Krebs down there. Benson there. I actually kind of like this this new setup with Wright, Thompson, Kane. Defensively, I really don't see what more I can end up doing. The top pairing is a minus. Yeah, it's everybody but the Chychrun-Pesce pairing, and I don't really want to move Power and Dahlin off that pairing. So I'm just going to load the top lines with talent as much as we got. Go all in, go toe-to-toe. We are now on home ice, down 2-0. Really, really worried if we end up not looking good going into the third, because I don't want to jump in game 3. That doesn't feel right. First period, it's 2-2. Mitch Marner scores, but Pesce and Thompson, they have Annunen in net, actually, and then Mott on Levi. Second period, Tage Thompson gets us a 3-2 lead. Come on, we need you to close this one out, Levi. In the third period, we do close it out. Patty Kane with the game-winning goal after Matthews tied it on the power play. We can't be taking penalties against this team, but 5-4 victory. A big one there. A big one there. I mean, we had the lead going into the second. We came out of the lead, we had the lead coming out of the second. It was 2-2, 3-2. Yeah, you guys were there. But just saying that, like, that game felt a lot better. We weren't down as quickly, right? And that's the key. We can't get behind against this Toronto Maple Leafs team. Here we go. Game 4 on home ice. I don't want to call it a must-win, but going down 3-1 would be bad. Tying it at 2-2, making it a best of 3. I like that. First period, we're up 2-0. Dahlin on the power play in Shillington. Second period is Matthew scoring on the power play again, making it nervy in the third period, where we do close this one out. They take the lead, not before we bounce back with some power play goals of our own, and Tage Thompson with 8 seconds left, winning it for us on home ice. Oh my goodness, could you imagine the building with a Tage Thompson power play goal with 8 seconds left to win the game against Toronto, tie the series up 2-2, and head back north, up the QEW, with a tied series. All right, so the line changes have paid dividends as we have won back-to-back games, 1-goal games. This is a big one. Take this lead. You got 2 chances to play with, right? First period, we're up 1-0. Zach Benson scoring. I think that's his first playoff goal. Second period, we're up 2-1. Zach Benson again. Now we're up 2-1. I think I'm going to trust here that the boys have figured something out. I'm not going to jump in. We could go up 3-2 here if we can just close out the third period. And we do! They shut the door! Devin Levi with a shutout period there in the third. We're up. We win that 1-2-1, and we're up 3-2. And I get a chance to jump in now with a potential potential series-clinching game here on home ice in game number 6. Here we go. 3 straight wins. Got to keep it rolling. First period, up 1-0. Alex Tuch, beautiful. Second period, it's 1-1. Mitch Marner on Levi. We've got the heavy advantage in shots, and we are jumping in. And you know what? I'm going to put on the goat heads. We're going to rock the alternates here in the postseason in a Game 6 on home ice that we must win because I don't want to go to 7. This series going to 7 will be terrible. Oh my God, our offense is rated 100. Did you guys notice that too? I hope my face cam wasn't covering it. Tage Thompson on the faceoff is going to lose it there. Klingberg now is going to get nudged off the puck, but still finds a way to get in the zone. Power with the poke. They find it there. Dahlin with a good block. Patty Kane can't get to that puck. Oh my God, it's literally like facing an all-star team. Holy cow, this feels so like deadly, dangerous. All right, Shane Wright though into the zone. Shane Wright, let's kick that thing down and around. Tage Thompson, get there. Tage Thompson does get there. Tage, work your magic, buddy. There we go. Power. Back to... I tried to go back to Tage. And a good check there from Power, knocking Mitch Marner down. We'll go right. Back to Dahlin. Back to Power. Power with plenty of space. Skates it in. Power. Can we cut to the front of the net? We can. We shoot. Patty Kane can't get the tough angle shot to go. Let's skate that thing over. Nylander. They get it up and out. Boone Jenner's now on the ice. Matthews gets decked by Power. Puck squirts loose. He's going to take another body check. Alex Tuch now. What can we... Oh, little dangle there from Tucky. He gets around Riley. Can we go on the doorstep to Slafkovsky? He can't score. We take the shot again with Jenner. He can't get it to go. Tuch keeps it into the zone. That's important. We got full pressure now. We have full pressure. We need to turn up the heat on him here. They've got the puck in their zone. We can't let him get it out. Morgan Riley now is going to get that thing up to Yarncrook. Yarncrook gets it up out of the zone, and Tavares crosses center ice, gets it across the blue line. Not going to get it deep, but he passes it under pressure. Boone Jenner picks it off. Boone Jenner in tight, back in for it, back in. Boone Jenner scores The trade deadline acquisition with 10 minutes to go in the third period puts your Buffalo Sabres up 2-1, his first of the postseason for your Buffalo Sabres here. Nice little backhand, forehand, backhand. Accepting the lockdown defense decision here. Matthews now leads the postseason in points with 22. Doesn't matter right now. We got Zach Benson on the draw up against Robertson. He is going to lose the faceoff. McCabe finds Dumba, but there's Bure. Bure gets around McCabe. Can we do it again? Backhand. Oh my goodness. Annunen flashes the leather. Oh my word. What a save that was. Hits, Owen Power, he's got 7 hits in this game. He's moved up so far. We're still up by 1. That's the important part. I don't care about the rest of the stats. We're up by 1. We get the push, we do. Cuzzy, get in there. Nice, gets the puck out. Pesci on Minton now. Minton is not going to get that thing deep. We go over to Benson. It's going to be past him. Is that going to be an icing? We hustle, but we don't have the speed. I mean, it was a losing battle anyway, but now we ice the puck. Toronto with a chance to... I mean, they keep their third line out there. Both lines are pretty refreshed, it seems. We're going to see if we can get another push in here. They are going to win it straight back. Dumba now finds McCabe. The block shot. The rebound's there. We're going to pass that thing out. We're going to go up to Bure now. Bure with the puck. He's going to get, just get deep. Just get deep. There we go. We're going to go ahead, circle around with it. We're going to go down low. There we go. There's Cousins. Cousins. I didn't know what to do with it. Annunen pushed. Oh my God, he pushed off that post so hard. But on my backhand there's not much I can really do to get that thing short side that he wouldn't be able to save. But the important part is our first line is out there. We were able to stem that tide with the icing. And 5 minutes to go. Let's see if we can get another push in here. We do get the push. Wright can't pick it up, but now he does. The loose puck comes to him. We'll go down low. Kane with the puck. He's going to go back to Pesci. We're going to go back to Kane. Kane gets nudged off the puck. Thompson on Matthews. Matthews is able to find McCabe, who runs right into Wright. Wright now, with full pressure, knocks Matthews down. We're going to go up to Patty Kane. Patty Kane goes to Chikrin. We're just going to take a slapper. Wright now with the shot. Wright with the puck. Tage is there. Tage shoots. Patty Kane on the rebound? No, but forces a turnover. Good pressure there on McCabe. Patty Kane across to Tage Thompson, and there's the insurance marker. Your Buffalo Sabres surely look like they're in the conference finals now with a Tage Thompson goal on the doorstep, his 9th of the postseason. Puts him 4 behind Austin Matthews. Victor Olofsson with 8 for Vancouver. Look at that. Former Sabres doing well. But puts him 4 behind Austin Matthews, who's having an absolutely absurd postseason right now. I mean, just the numbers that he is putting up. They are going to pull their goalie. I'm going to protect the slot. Shane Wright, we're there. We're there. Pass that out to Chikrin. Chikrin up to Tage. Tage, can we dump that thing? It's not going to go deep at all. Oh, my God. Riley now with the puck. He's going to try and dangle. What are you doing there, Riley? We go across to Chikrin. We go up to Tage. Tage gets it in the zone. Tage shoots. There we go. There's 2. Empty netter. Insurance marker with 7.5 to go. Your Buffalo Sabres are going to eliminate the President's Trophy winning Toronto Maple Leafs here in round number 2. Bang. There it is. In the net. Tage Thompson with, yeah, look at that. Matthews and Nylander are just killing it. Marner's not doing much. Marner, I haven't seen his name up there on many stat boards, but that should be a game-clinching, series-clinching empty netter there with 2-1 to go. Tuck. We're going to eliminate Toronto here on home ice. Devin Levi loves it. Everybody loves it. Big win there, 43 shots to 19. And in the third, I mean, we had 11 shots there too. So when I stepped in, we locked it down. Or I shouldn't say we locked it down. We took the lead and then locked it down. Got the empty netter. And we are on to the conference finals where we will be taking on... actually, Tage Thompson's got 17 points in 12 games. Matthews has played 13 games. So he's played 1 more game. I guess 4 or 5 more points in that amount of time is still crazy. It is the New York Rangers, though, in the conference finals. That is who we are up against. New York, obviously, they still have Shesterkin. They probably still have Panarin. What does the rest of the team look like? Panarin 95, Zibanejad 89, Kakko 85, Lafreniere, Trocheck, and then Jake Evans. So I'm again going to give us the edge here in forwards. We have a bit more depth of that elite talent with, Shane Wright, Patty Kane, Tuck, and Thompson, where they really only have Panarin, Zibanejad. Lafreniere is close. I'd put him in that category too, but then that's 4 versus 3, so I'd give us the edge. Plus the depth that we have is just crazy. Defensively, Adam Fox is nutty, but we have Rasmus Dahlin. And then again, Keandre Miller, Jacob Trouba, they're not as good as Power. And then, Pesci and Chychrun are both as good as Miller, better than Trouba. Lindgren, Attard, and Schneider. But the one big key X factor, and, X factor not used, intentionally there, but is Igor Shesterkin, 91 overall. How has he been playing this postseason? Very good. I think he can do better than what he's doing, but man, that is a tough goalie to go up against here. He can really, really turn the tide of this series in an instant, but it's a fresh start. Giving us the edge in the skaters. Got to give them the edge in goaltending. Don't know how much that makes a difference. Let's go find out. First period, 3-0. All right, that is not good. Second period, it is 3-1. Dylan Cousins scoring. We still have life. Still 2 goals in a period is not too crazy. In the third period, 2 goals were scored in that period. Not by us. 5-1 game. Jet Greaves in for Devin Levi, and the plus-minus was terrible for that top line. They did not handle it well there. But 5-1 loss on home ice. We do have the better record than the New York Rangers, but doesn't matter. We lost the one at home, which means the New York Rangers have snatched home ice advantage away from us. We need to win this game. We can't afford to go down 2-0. We did last series. We got away with it. This time, we just can't. First period, we're up 3-0 this time. Dahlin, Thompson, Bure scoring on Shesterkin. Second period, it's still 3-0. And in the third period, we add one shorthanded on Reimer. And it's a 4-0 win. So back-to-back games where it's been pretty much decided in that first period. Interesting to see what the rest of this series might be like. On the road now, can we steal one and get home ice advantage back? Would be a great time to go back-to-back in this series, too. Winning 2 games, get the lead in this series for the first time would be nice. First period, it's 1-1. Hedl scoring, followed by Jack Quinn. Second period, we're up 3-2. Tatar scores for them, but followed by Tuck and Shillington. We're up 3-2. A big third period for both teams here. In the third, we get the one empty netter on the power play, and we win this one 4-2. So Levi steps up to the plate in back-to-back games. Very, very good looking there. The rest of the defense got to give them credit too. And Shillington popping up with a goal. Great to see that from the blue line. Game number 4. We have stolen home ice advantage back. Can we take both in the Garden and really take a stranglehold on this series? First period, it's 1-1. Panarin scores on the power play, but Dahlin scores on the power play. Second period, it is 2-2. Tuck ends up Zibanejad scoring. It's been tight. I feel like, do I jump in? I feel like I should jump in. You know what? No, I'm going to trust. I'm going to trust that they can figure it out. I'm going to trust that they can do it. And in the third period, no! Trocheck scores with 17 to go, and we drop this one. It is 2-2 now in the series. I should have jumped in and taken a 3-1 lead. It's a best of 3 now. Same thing over there in the Vancouver versus Colorado series. We're on home ice, though. Got to get it done here in Buffalo. But not a lot of travel so far in this postseason, besides the Florida series. I just realized that. First period, down 2-0. Miller and Lindgren scoring for the Rangers. Second period, we're down 4-1. Do I jump in? And can I get us back from 4-1 and win the game? I don't know if I can. With this little time left, I may just want to trust the sim. We'd be down 3-2 at the mercy of whatever happens. I mean, being up 3-2 and at the mercy, I feel like is better. But can I jump in and can I score 3? You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to see if I can do it. I'm going to see if I can get 3 goals here in this third period, maybe even 4. There's not too much time in this period, right? How did our offense now go down to a 99? Nope, nothing changed. Unless Patty Kane got worse. Push for offense, absolutely. Shorten the bench, absolutely. And there we go. Tage Thompson is going to lose the faceoff. Wright does pick it up, though. There we go. Come on, Shane Wright. Shane Wright does get nudged off the puck. Can we chop it around? No, we can't. We can't pick that one up. We got to get real aggressive here. Zibanejad now with the puck. Power Picks it up. There we go. Beautiful. We're going to skate with it. Oh my goodness. A massive body check. And this is not what we cannot afford a neutral zone game right now. Levi leaves the short side wide open for the cutting Zibanejad. And now my uphill battle's even bigger. We are down by 4. We're not going to roll all 4 lines. No. Oh man, I have such an uphill mountain to climb right now. We're down 5-1. We got to win the faceoff. We can't do that. That's not how faceoffs work. Did they change how faceoffs work? A big hit there. Darlene will go here. Kane over to Tage Thompson. Tage Thompson shoots. Oh my goodness, his shot is crazy. Panarin now with the puck. He's going to find Miller, get it out of the zone, but Shane Wright is there. Shane Wright skates with it. Shane Wright. Can we do something with it? We find Patty Kane. That's okay. Patty Kane gets in, shoots. Shesterkin pushed over nicely to make that save. And, oh, man. Oh, goodness gracious. We don't... I got to score one quick. I got to score one very quickly if we're going to have any hope. We need to score 4. Well, you know, once you get rolling, I just need to win a faceoff. Once you get rolling, they can start to fly in for you. We just need to do that. We lose the faceoff, though. Fox comes away with it. He's going to go over to Trocheck. Trocheck. Chychrun, why are you stopping at the blue line, buddy? Lafreniere in front. He gets knocked down, but Levi with the save. Oh, with 13 minutes to go, can we get a... it's going to be crazy if I do it. No idea why I keep losing faceoffs, man. No idea. Maybe I just need to push every time, because the pushes seem to have been working for us. We get the push. That doesn't work that time, of course. Slavkovsky, though, with a great poke check. Can he go? Can he get on his horse? Oh, no, and I went to find Tuck, and I missed him. Lafreniere, though, with the puck. Go up the boards there. Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky on Lafreniere. Fox, we need a bigger forecheck than this, boys. Fox is going to keep the puck. Oh, my God. Lafreniere now with the puck. Trocheck gets it poked. Can we get the... Please let me pass. Oh, my God. And just when it does decide to let me pass is when it falls to the guy I don't want to pass with. Boone Jenner, though. In tight, Slavkovsky's shot saved by Shesterkin. That was the one. That was the one to give us life. That was the one to give us life. Oh, brother, that hurts. All right, can we get the tie-up in here? We do get the tie-up. Cousins, and we can't even get to the puck. I don't know what's going on, man. We just can't seem to get the puck right now. Bure on Hedel. He knocks him over. There we go. Bure gets the puck. We'll go up to Benson, but we can't get it through. Chychrun, we dumped that thing deeper in our zone. Pesci with a good chop. We'll get that over to Chychrun. Chychrun now with the puck. Can we get that over? No, we can't. We can actually get it to Benson. Benson, go back to the point. Chychrun. Chychrun, take the shot. There's traffic in front. The shot, the rebound. He's going to pass it out. Tatar now with the puck. Benson on Tatar is not going to do anything there. Kreider gets through all those body checks. Pesci now with the puck. Gets nudged by Zibanejad. Oh, my God. Zibanejad is a menace. We have 4 minutes to go. Dylan Cousins now. Just shoot. Oh, we got to get some kind of pressure going here. Tage Thompson now with the puck. We'll just shoot. There we go. Tage Thompson scores. We need 3 more of those, but a great shot from Tage. 3 more of those to force overtime, and then you never know what can happen, but it feels... Decline. Why am I going to roll all 4 lines? 3:16 to go. I feel like we can still do it. We can still score 3 goals, I feel like. We can't lose the face-off, though, like we have been. Attard is going to get it in. He's going to get... There we go. Poked. Shane Wright up to Darlene. Darlene, skate with it. Skate with it, buddy. Skate with it. And we get it knocked off. Our stick. Zibanejad skates. He's going to puck rag. Oh, my God. It just can't touch him. And they get in. Panarin all alone with 1 minute to go. We're going to blow this one. We were down... I can't believe I used my jump in here. Out of all games to use my jump in, we were down by 3. I should have saved it for the next game, but who knows? The next game could have been 5-0 going into the third, and then I would have been forced to use it. I don't think we can score 4 in a minute here, especially with how we can't seem to win a freaking face-off. There was Zibanejad in Panarin. Oh my God, it's just like you can't touch him. We get that over to Patty Kane. Skate with it. Patty Kane in tight. Oh, and he can't pull to the backhand and get the shot away. Schneider. Capo Caco now with the puck. He's going to move it to Panarin. Panarin finds Attard. Attard. I don't know how... I don't give a crap how you say his name. Zibanejad is going to find Panarin. They shoot. They just, when they get into the zone, you just got to back off because they just have that level of chemistry. And a 6-2 loss. We're now down 3-2 in the series, and we need to hope that the sim saves us because oh man. Come on. All right. 6-5 loss, 6-2 loss. They seem to have figured something out here. Has Patty Kane gotten worse? Patty Kane has gotten worse. Okay, we are going to move Patty Kane down for Alex Tuch. For Slavkovsky, we get 2+3s. I'm going to go with Alex Tuch. Put him on that top line. That second line has been horrible. We're going to see if Tuch can help us out here on the top line. Still gets the +5. He's a little bit better, and that's back-to-back games now, and I noticed our team offense did drop. No margin for error here. Game 6 in Madison Square Garden. First period, up 1-0. Tage Thompson on the power play. Second period, 1-1. Evans. Third period, we got absolutely dumpstered there. It wasn't even close. I mean, I don't know. The team was close. They were good. I used my jump in there. I should have used it in that game, right? It was going to be 1-1. Who knows what the sim would have done. But guys, that is our first rapid rebuild of NHL 24. Let me know what you thought about it. Sucks that we only made it to the conference finals and we only made the playoffs once, but we can work on it. We can go forward with another team. But that's all the time I have for this one, guys. Make sure to leave a comment on who you want to see next. Leave a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe if you want to see some more. And I will see you guys in the next one.
It's a free for all.